No black cats, just straight facts.
Triple P certified.
Listen, we can talk about odds all day. It doesn't matter what the odds are. It matters what's gonna happen.
Welcome to the show. It's the Perfect Parlay Pursuit. It's year 5. We're having the time of our lives. Super senior year. Guys, I'm excited. Numbers are up. Stocks are up. Everything's going great. Dan is here, still leading the way in first place after just one event in year 5, 7-13. We'll get to him in a sec. Alex and I just nipping at his heels now in what is a brand new race, year 5. But there is just but one real winner on the new leaderboards. The man who won money. The man who won money for you if you were gambling with me in my open bets sheet. The man who is meticulously putting in every little new bet we made, but it didn't really matter because one of the original bets, the biggest bet we made, the Core 4, paid off. It was a $103 bet to pay $1,111.74. We did it, boys. We crushed it. We 10x'd our money. And in terms of the new competition, which if you followed us, a few weeks ago when we announced what year 5 would consist of, in year 5, we all loaded $1,000 into our sports betting accounts. And the first person to lose all owes the other two $100 and can only bet their perfect parlay or a triple P certified pick for the rest of year 5 until next May. So there are real stakes in year 5. There are real stakes to losing bets, real stakes to losing in the open bet sheet that you can access on the patreon.com/perfect play pursuit. On the Patreon, you're going to be able to get the open bets sheet. That's where I posted last week. I'm going to share my screen actually and just show everybody real quick here. But before we do, let's get to Alex and Dan. What's up, boys? I'm going to share my screen. How you doing, Alex?
I'm doing well. I'm up a little bit as well.
Hold on, Alex. Hold on. I'm gonna get to you in a second. Check this out, everybody. So as you see, this is my open bet sheet, right? So I make it real easy for everybody. I got everything listed nice and neatly over here. UFC St. Louis. These are the picks that I made. I put them in green after they win. Over here, you'll see like the amount. I add this as we're going to show you what we have out, what we have bet, right? So at this point, we did a little hedge play where once Ricci, Hooper, Buckley won, this $103.69 bet to pay 11111 straight across. That bet actually, we had a little breathing room, so we were able to bet on Nasruddin.
Nascimento.
Yeah, sure, him. We were able to do that, right? There's a story here, though. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of a back of the notes, director's cut edition of this story you're looking at right here. But essentially, as you see, we won. I made it happen for you guys. I got nice decorative shit on my open bet sheet. But I also put just everybody's picks right here in this tab. So if you have access to the Patreon, you get this link. It's one link. You click it, whether you're on your phone, whether you're on your laptop. Click this link. You can just see who we all officially picked. And then you can see what we're betting, as we bet in the night. Some sheets are more organized and better than others. Some sheets win, some sheets lose. But anyway, that's the thing, that's it. So thank you all for joining. Thanks for being in the Patreon. If you took a look at my sheet and you saw that great Core 4 bet of Tabitha Ricci, Chase Hooper, Joaquin Buckley, Derek Lewis, those are my 4 most confident. I bet those for $103.69 to win $1,111.74. You also want to look for numerology, geometric math, right? So when I have a bet that I'm feeling pretty confident in, I'll make sure that there's some kind of like vortex math, some Nikola Tesla shit in there. I'll go, instead of betting 100, I go 103.69, right? So I go 369, okay. Then I see what it's going to pay me, right?
Damn, she's fine.
You see the numbers, 1111. That's, things in order, like, it's like synchronous. And then 0.74, add 7 and 4 together. What do you get? 11. 111111. So that's 6 ones. That's the number 6, right? So you have the number 6. These are significant things, okay? So you just you look for these little clues that you're going to win, and then you go, okay, cool, word. Okay, I got this. Everything's, I don't have my amethyst here with me today, but everything is kind of like aligned here. So we won, and going into the main event, I bet $340 on Rodrigo Nascimento. So I'm watching the fight. Derek Lewis is beating the shit out of this guy. I'm like, okay. Derek Lewis is about to win. I'm about to cash this bet out. So I go to my hedge bet, 340, and they're offering me $400 on the 340. I go, Nascimento is getting the shit kicked out of him. What is going on? I'm like, cash out. So I take profit on my hedge bet. I not only don't lose the 310, I win 60 or so bucks, right? So then, right, I realized, oh, I paused and rewound to watch that Terrence McKinney highlight again and again and again. I'm like, I'm behind. So I fast forward, like, I fast forward, I'm like, oh, Derek Lewis is like on his back, like at some, you know what I mean? And I think like, so then the round ends, and I'm like, okay. Next moment, round starts. Derek Lewis knocks him out. I take my clothes off. I'm dancing in my basement with Derek Lewis. I'm having the best time ever at this point. Because not only did I cash out the hedge, but I won the initial bet too. You know, it was irresponsible. You shouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that again. I shouldn't do that. But I did it, you know.
I was super irresponsible myself. You know, Despangulis and Ruzaboyev were the skunks at the garden party for me. And I put one final ditch effort. I just refused to lose. Almost bet my entire $1,000 on the first night. But walked away with profit by betting on Derek Lewis and over 2.5 rounds or something like that. It was like Derek Lewis and over 1.5. And Derek Lewis pulled through with the knockout in the third round. Did you know Derek Lewis by finish in the third round was like plus 1,100? And I was like, maybe I should diversify and just go like a smaller amount on every single one of these rounds. It will probably net me more than if but I was like, I just want to cover all my bases. What if Derek Lewis just wants to prove a point and get a submission tonight? Which he wouldn't do, you know, but who knows? You know, who knows what the hell is going to happen out there. But yeah, Derek Lewis came through for me. I was also dancing with my clothes off in my living room as well. I went crazy. It could have been a really, really bad night for me, but it ended up being all right. I thought, you know, Ruzaboyev wouldn't get out wrestled by Joaquin Buckley, but you know, that's kind of what fucked me the most. And I was really dead on with the Chase Hooper bet. Chase Hooper really pulled it through for me. Tabitha Ricci, very close fight, but you know, who the fuck cares? I really wasn't too invested in that. But Ruzaboyev just getting absolutely smoked by Joaquin Buckley was the biggest shock to me. You guys hit that one on the head. Great job calling that one out. I couldn't believe Ruzaboyev was the one to ruin it for me. And I couldn't believe that Waldo Acosta-Cortez looked like he was D1. I threw Despangulis on my parlays for the fucking lulz. and like just to have fun and watch Salsa Boy get knocked out. But yeah.
Oh, I knew that was going to be the one that lost.
Yeah.
Guys, this is getting a little bit spooky. So I'll explain. Last season, I had this compulsive thought. I couldn't shake this intrusion into my brain. This thought that within the Triple P certified picks was some kind of sorcerer's stone, some kind of philosopher's stone, some kind of
amethyst crystal, maybe.
a sort of Ark of the Covenant. You know, the Ark of our podcast, the Ark of our covenant, right? I was like, there's something here within this because every year for 4 straight years, Triple P certified picks beat me, Dan, and Alex. The picks that we all 3 agreed on beat us 3 every year. Not one of us could outperform the Triple P certified picks.
The 3 horsemen of the apocalypse.
The number 3, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, the Divine Trinity. 33 years in Christ's life.
Which one are you, the Father, the Son, or the Holy Spirit?
I'm the daddy. I was actually, it's funny you say that. I was actually going to bring that up to you guys and say, like, I am daddy. I am him.
Dude, whatever, dog. I want to be the Holy Spirit.
You're just Tom, Dick, and
I want to be the Holy Spirit. If we're taking legs of the Holy Trinity, the Father's a lot of pressure. I'd rather be the Holy Spirit.
You don't like this nerd numbers talk, so let me just get it over with so we can get to the picks. But this is the most important thing I'm going to say on the show today. I asked the AI. I asked ChatGPT. I sat with ChatGPT, and I am a prompt god. I'm a prompt god. I know how to talk to the AI. I know how to get it out of them, right? So I go, if I have a subset of data that represents a certain percentage of accuracy, and I simply bet correlated odds that are better probability percentage wise than the accuracy of the subset of data I'm utilizing, then how can I lose? And ChatGPT essentially was like, yes, it is true that if the probability rating of the pick you are making is better than the odds of the subset of picks of the same confidence value, then you will over time be profitable. And I was like, thank you. That's what I thought too. So then I said, let's test it. So I went back and I historically
Gamble all your money, Luke. bet the house on that one.
Code for you. Here is
Luke,
a
it's a
promo
fucking
code. I'll
lock.
bet $100 if you use this link. It's like, God damn it, the AI's gotten addicted. Who addicted the AI to gambling? Bradley Martin or Steve will do it. Did you do this? So I went back and I historically analyzed there were 500 Trilby certified picks that took place over year 4. And what I found was that, yes, ChatGPT was correct. So long as the odds, and when you're an American, this gets a little bit more tricky because American odds are a little bit different than implied probability. So what you do is you Google odds converter. Whatever the Triple P certified picks odds are, whatever the odd or the probability of us getting one right, whatever, as long as the pick that we are making, the odds correlate to a probability that is better than the accuracy percentage of the total sum of Triple P certified picks, which we have historical access to and data on, then you can safely assume that that is a long-term profitable pick. Not financial advice, entertainment purposes only. I don't even exist. Never sue me and get the fuck out of my life. This is all just for fun. So, but that being said, this is the Ark of the Covenant. This is the Bible. So we go and we look at the Trilby certified picks over year 4. You'd be profitable if you had bet blindly the Trilby certified picks that fell within an accuracy percentage better than 65%. Now, to this day, we've had one event.
To this day.
And the picks, we said it last episode. If you go back and look at the last episode, which I've made private because Alex talked a lot of shit on a lot of people, and I just don't need the smoke right now. So if you want the episode, it's got to be a Patreon thing. You got to go through the Patreon. But if you go back to the last episode, I'm going to actually have Alex make a clip of this. So we can have a clip of the evidence of this. I said in the last episode, I said to everybody, the Trilby certified picks are Lewis, Rebecca, Despange, Hooper, and Ricci. That's what I said. I said, of the Trilby certified picks, the ones that fall within the accuracy percentage, or the ones whose odds fall within the percentage that make them bettable are Ricci, Hooper, and Lewis borderline, I said. Lewis borderline. Not really. He's a break-even one. And what happened? It was a back-and-forth fight. The two that fucking didn't, the two that you would not bet, even though they are Trilby certified, because the odds were too outlandish, the two, Rebecca, Despange, two who fucking lost. This is the lesson. This is the watchword. This is the story, the parable. The parable is we don't do that anymore. We don't bet these huge outstretched favorites, even if they're Triple P certified. Because why? There's better picks to be had. 3 for 3 this weekend. Golden ratio, Triple P certified picks. 3 for 3 golden ratio. That's amazing. Those 3 alone were my 3 most confident picks that I ended up betting. And I just threw Buckley in there too, because I knew at that point I could just hedge on Nurzulbov. But I thought Buckley personally, this was a personal thing. Outside of the algorithm, I had a hunch on Buckley. But I knew I would have opportunity to hedge on Nurzulbov. I didn't, but I knew I would have the opportunity to if need be. But Nurzulbov's pecs are too close together. That guy benches 185 max. I would fucking literally beat Nurzulbov in a fight, 100%. 100% if they put me on the UFC, 1 day's notice, I beat Nurzulbov 10 times out of 10. So that's why I was pretty confident. But do you see how important this is, guys? Not only was it profitable over year 4, first event into year 5, not only is it profitable, it's perfect. And I win money. So if you look at my new... Go ahead, Dave.
Go with the golden picks. We'll do the golden picks. Huh?
Be honest.
I'll be honest here. I had a great night as well. I lost $36, but everything is going according to plan. I got Alex to bet 70% of his entire allotment for the entire year on the first event. I got Luke feeling all high and mighty.
How did you wait? I would love to know how you got me to. How did you do it through manifestation? Did you drug me? Did you convince me through some sort of argument? How did you get me to do something?
It's just all going according to plan, is what I'm saying.
Okay,
So as I'm here and my bets are very close to winning that exact amount of money with a mere $36 spent. And if it weren't for the Polish powerhouse going down and the Cuban bronze medalist going down, I'd be in the exact same boat. Actually better, because I would have spent less to get there. And I got Luke high on his own supply, thinking that this is going to last and that he's got this magic formula going, which, by the way, is very, very simple to disrupt. All I have to do is make a triple P certified pick that I don't actually believe in and make it from a golden formula to arsenic very quickly. And so being that Luke is so high on this magical ephemeral formula, he's going to go all in because his white trash little health cannot help himself from just taking all of his winnings and all of his allotment and going all in, because I have Willy Wonka's secret here. I have the golden ticket. And guess what? It's arsenic, my friend. It's arsenic. I don't actually believe in this triple P certified pick, and it will be pinpointed at perfect spots that I know that your little mouse lips cannot restrain yourself from going into that cheese, okay? But really, it's stinky cheese. It is stinky cheese, my friend. So all is well. All is according to plan. And I'm right in it, baby.
Alex, I already know what you're going to say. Don't say it. I already know. Don't say it. Listen.
No, Dan, you're jumping the gun. We said once we get into the same domain, that is when we will turn against Luke. Okay.
This is jumping Survivor. I love it.
You're jumping the gun a little early, but I'm in for it. I'm about to turn the gun on Luke right now as well.
Okay, so I want to say a couple of things, right? Here's what I want to say. First of all, the algorithm that is, the proprietary algorithm that is the Triple Certified Picks is quite literally the most valuable offering.
Luke, why did you put
the most powerful? The proprietary algorithm that is the Triple P certified pick is the most powerful offering that we actually have to give you fine people who are watching the show. So for Dan to bastardize, corrupt, and quite literally rape the sacredness of the Triple P certified pick by saying he would do that, it's heresy is what it is. But that being said, don't you audience members worry. I already have a fucking plan for this. But that, instead of Dan just listening to me, and, by the way, guys, Dan, whose life has been forever helped, changed due to listening to me, right? Whether you look at who got him into, I don't even want to get into it, guys, but it's like so many of his decisions in life, you can directly track to, he saw Luke walk so he could run, right? Like he saw Luke do it. Okay, now it's safe. Now I can go. Daddy showed the way. But and there's I have 3 examples I could give. I won't, but I have 3. I have 4. But anyway, so what I'm trying to say is Dan should be using this as a sextant, as a guide. Nothing is perfect, guys. That everybody's got this whole thing going. Alex said it earlier. He said a monkey's paw. Everybody's got this desire for a monkey's paw, a perfect thing. There's no such thing. It requires discipline, a brain, and the ability to look at a map or look at a sextant, a compass, a guide, a scrying device. That's all the Triple P certified picks that fall within the accuracy percentage greater than 65% implied probability or better. That's all that is. That's all that is. It's a sextant. It's not going to work every single time, but over time, if you remain disciplined and patient and selective, you will be rewarded, I believe. For Dan to try to corrode and corrupt that makes me feel like I don't even know him. Makes me feel like, who did I even invite to do this little thing with me? But I like it because at the end of the day, he's losing. He's in third place. He's the only one of us three who has less money right now than when we started year 5. And it's only one event in. That's what he doesn't realize. He thinks, oh, I got these guys betting all this money. Like, I'm just lying in wait. It's like, no, Dan. It only took one event. It only took one event for you to be in third place. That's the reality of the situation. It only took one event for me to be almost double where I started. You put me anywhere on God's green earth, I'll triple my worth. So that's me. I don't know who Dan is. Dan's the guy. Dan's the guy who's out here. What you eat don't make me shit. That's him, right? That's what I'm trying to say. I'm saying, hey, what you eat don't make me shit. I'm Jay-Z, Big Nas. And Dan, he's more like Little Nas X. You know what I mean? Okay, so I'll let these boys back in. Okay,
so while Luke took the coward's way out and completely took me out of the conversation,
I didn't.
Luke is all about
defend myself against the slander. Well, my turn to talk. Here's how it actually became corroded, how it became corrupted. Okay, this is now a competition. That's how we took the purity of Triple P and sullied it, which I'm fine with. It's all good. But now it's a different thing. It's a different thing altogether. So don't blame me for the corrosion of the godly Triple P, because now it's a competition, and in competition there is strategy. Number 1. Number 2, here is a reminder, folks. Please log into our Patreon. Sign up for the Patreon, because that's where you will get my official picks, and that's where you get my real picks, and I will not put a faulty pick out there. What I put on that sacred page, my word is bond. Those are what my picks are, okay? So don't be acting like, I'm deceiving the audience. The audience needs to merely go and sign up for the Patreon to find out.
I don't want you guys looking at my bet sheet. I don't want you two looking at my bet sheet. The audience is allowed, but you guys are not allowed anymore. You guys are not allowed to look at my bet sheet.
Let me say this. I would never take your guys' money. Even at the end of year 5, next May, I'm the winner. I got 20K. Alex has 10. Dan has 5. Right? Let's just say we're all eating. We're all having a great.
And Luke, you were talking. No. You guys just had the floor forever. Who even showed you Lincoln Park? You said you showed us all everything. Who even showed you Lincoln Park? Go on.
Uncle Chris coming home from a Sixers game when I was in first grade.
I showed you Lincoln Park.
You did not show me Lincoln Park. You were 2 years old when I heard about Lincoln Park.
Go on. You have the floor. The floor is yours. The floor is yours.
I'm just saying, listen, I was trying to say that fast forward a year from now, I win, we're all eating. I would take the money to let you guys be honorable and give the money. I'd give you that opportunity to be honorable. And then I would say, word, thanks, boys. I'd be like, here's the money. I'd be like, here's the money back. I'd give you the money back. Or I would use the money and take us all on a lavish vacation or something like that. I'd force you both to spend your money doing something that, we're going to Thailand. You know what I mean? We're going to Thailand like for a month. For a month. You know what I mean? We're leaving everybody behind. And I would force it. And but that being said, you guys are so scared. You're such little chiseling rats that you can't.
How am I scared? I literally bet the most money of all of us. I'm scared. I'm scared of losing so bad that I bet the most money of anybody on the first night. Oh, I'm scared.
Dan, in his greedy mind, he could never fathom giving money back. So that's why he's projecting onto me this cutthroat shit where he's like, I gotta take. It's like, okay, all right. Listen, by the way, I live for this shit. So you want to get competitive? Let's get competitive. I will take your fucking money and I'll burn it in front of you. I do not give a fuck. I will do it for ever since you fucking swore on your mom's life that Charles.
Oh, you know that's not true. You know that's not true.
I'm kidding.
You know that's not true.
All right. So listen, let's just go over the night real quick.
2 days after Mother's Day, no less, you bring that up.
Veronica Hardy. I'm gonna run through my full take of the card. I'm gonna throw it to you guys, and then we're gonna do our full picks because we're running out of time. But here's my impression of the card. Veronica Hardy, hero. She's the best. I knew she was going to whoop JJ Aldridge's ass. And you know why she did? Because you know whose voice I heard the whole time over all the commentary team? Mr. Dan Hardy. He was yelling out instruction. He was supporting his wife. That man is in love. He's a hopeless romantic. I love you, Dan. I'm glad you got the bag. I'm glad you're working with the PFL. I'm glad your woman's coming in there beating everybody's ass in the UFC. This is the best. JJ Aldridge, built like a cup of milk, stinks. Veronica Hardy shouldn't have given her flowers. JJ Aldridge should be where her sister, Aspen Ladd, is. both those girls and Corey McKenna, put them in a boat, ship them out to sea. We don't need them.
Veronica
Charles-
Armia lands a nice little right hand. Dan goes, "Stop the fight! Stop the fight! The fight must be stopped now."
That's hilarious. All right, listen, no, you'll get your turn. I'm going to be quicker on the next ones. Charles Johnson, absolute beast. I was on an island by myself picking him. Alex and Dan went with Hadley. I knew Charles Johnson was going to beat that punk up. Jake Hadley, he looks like a fucking lab rat. No offense, Jake Hadley, I like you a lot, but you do look like a lab rat. Billy Goff definitely won that fight. Outstruck him.
I thought that was a robbery too.
And you picked Waters. Only one on the
I
podcast.
did.
Waters.
No, I picked Waters. That's the one where I said I think I got 8, but whatever. We could go back to the tape.
We'll go back. So, Tabitha Ricci, Triple B certified, golden pick, amazing girl. You can't pick a woman who is coming off of giving birth and a 2-year layoff. Maybe one, maybe the other, but not both. You can't take time off in the sport. And you
that was the robbery.
What?
Yeah, that was kind of a robbery too, though.
No, it wasn't.
I don't know. I thought Tisha Torres won. I mean, I wasn't, or Tisha Pennington. I wasn't necessarily paying the most attention to it.
How
But
could you have a thought about it? These girls, we already said last episode, they don't even have stances. Like
This was your main pick.
That
It was
was-
your main pick
that-
for your parlay.
And you
That's-
know what? You know what?
that's the
Tabitha
biggest
fucking-
regret of
she
you
made it
taking.
close. She did make it close, and she
That's the
fucking-
biggest regret of you taking that episode off, is that no one will hear us blow the sham that is women in the MMA fighting have stances. They don't have stances. They're not southpaw. They're not orthodox. They're neither.
They haven't figured that part of the game out yet.
It's never been talked about. It's never been. It's the biggest. It's the best kept secret of MMA. The ladies MMA. What is Weili Zhang's stance? What is Joanna Jędrzejczyk's stance? What is the Bullet stance? What is Pena's stance? None. They all have no stance.
It depends. Well, it depends. Like they're like, well, what do you mean? Like, did I just take a step with my left foot, or did I just take a step with my right foot? Like, I'm like sometimes I'm standing with my 1 foot forward. You ask them, they're like, you mean like walking? Like I walk, and you mean walking? Anyway, Terrence McKinney should have came on our podcast. Terrence, what can I say? We're gonna
Cursed
be working
forever. Cursed.
We're gonna be working on a mashup video where it's Terrence McKinney slumped over by the fence on those when he was on the arrest video, and then it's gonna cut into Terrence McKinney slumped. Because remember how he had that video where it was like, I used to be here, now I'm here. We gotta do a video where it's like, I used to be here, now I'm here, now I'm here, and it's like slumped.
He literally was in the same exact stance. He was literally in the same exact. And you stole that bit from me, but that's fine. That's fine.
No,
The Discord stole it first. I said it in the Discord. You said you need to make that a reel, and I said okay. And then you come on here, you replay my bits. You take over. You think, oh, I know how I'll do this. I'll run through every single fight, so that way I can steal all of Alex's best bits. Get the hell out of here. I made that. I'm gonna make that reel
right now, bro. I'm looking at it right fucking now. It says. Ready? You ready for this? You ready for this? Y'all ready for this? It says. Here's what it says. It says, Terrence looking like he on shrooms again, and then you said in the same position the cops found him. But I said Terrence.
My joke was better. My joke was better than yours.
Dude, and you know what's funny? I was just sitting there and I was like, oh, let me listen to this new Kendrick Lamar song. So I click it, and in the song that I'm listening to, he goes, Terrence gets knocked out. As soon as it happens, I hear Kendrick Lamar's voice go, shh, I see dead people. And then the song starts. And I was like, this is the hypest shit I've ever had happen. This is crazy. It was crazy. But anyway.
Yeah, that was amazing. I was telling everybody, I had some friends over for the fight. I said, you see that guy there? I want bad things to happen to him. And right as I said that, bam! Well, I take it all back. I hear, Terrence
I wanted. We didn't triple P certify him, but I did want him to win.
I did triple P certify him, but I wanted him dead.
Remember I said, hey, Ribovic,
figuratively,
he must be like one of the best fighters of all time to come in here as a favorite over Terrence McKinney, coming from a country that's like never even had a title contender, let alone a champion. And well, maybe he is. It's like fucking ice Terrence McKinney like that with a head kick. So anyway, Dispanja, I didn't really watch this fight. I saw him get taken down in the first round. I said, he's going to lose by decision. I walked upstairs and hung out with my daughter. Then
Waldo Acosta Cortez never went for a takedown in any fight before this, as far as my mind can tell me.
You know,
And
Dana White. Well, listen, Dana White in the post-fight press conference, he goes, "Yeah, Waldo Cortez, he really
So
fucked
stupid.
that up. He really fucked that up because, like, you know, the crowd's here and everyone's here, and it's like, so what? He should have gone out there and gotten knocked out. Like, you would have liked that, Dana? Like, fuck you. How about fuck you? I'm gonna fucking wrestle fuck this guy and win. Like,
I thought the same exact thing as soon as I was listening to it just today.
Boring his whole career. He has had one decent finish in his whole UFC career. Every other fight has been boring as all get out, and you expect him to be exciting now? Like, you know.
I hope he does get 50K for the boring as fuck fight of the night. What at least, you know, Dana threw it out there. They might give it. I think they should give a bonus out for that.
That'd be great.
Oh yeah, because Dan the Batman over here was talking so much fucking shit to me. He literally sends a voice message. He goes, "That's why they call him Lukey Rebuilds. Rebuild your parlays, Lukey." And then so I was like, okay, I'll just wait a minute. You know what I mean? I'll just wait a minute because I guarantee you something's gonna happen. And then I see this, right? And I go, so I send Dan a screenshot and I circled Acosta. Right here, the one that he had, knowing full well that, you know, it was a fucking probably $10 to win $20 bet with fucking minus 500 Rebecca, favorite Olberg, favorite Lewis. I was like, yeah, it's probably $10 to win $20 over here. So I go, Dan, this was smart, man. You fucking hedged appropriately. This was smart, dude. I appreciate it. And then I only have to wait 2 fights for his whole fucking shit to get taken out over the 2 picks. By the way, guys, let's think about this. I just got done telling you all.
Yes, the golden rule. The golden rule.
Those were the 2 you shouldn't bet. Those were the 2 that fucking sunk Dan's bitch ass ship. And yeah, so hilarious. Loved that. Loved every second of it. We got to move on.
Like, it's such a novel idea to not bet a minus 350 favorite. Like, you just came up with that.
I'm sorry?
Never mind.
It's a novel idea not to bet. No, it's a novel idea. I mean, okay. Like, yeah. Like, you're just making yourself look
like,
bad.
Everybody knows that.
You're
You're not supposed to go in on, like, huge favorites.
Well, let's see. If they didn't lose, you would have won, right? So, like, yeah, it's more smart than maybe you are giving credit to because, like, it's the difference maker.
I'm saying everybody knows that. Everybody knows this.
Everybody knows. Because in your
everybody
situation,
knows.
if you had just left those guys off, let's see what would have won. You would have had Johnson, Waters, Ricci, Ribovic, Boris. Oh, no, not Borishev. That one would have lost. Johnson, Waters, Ricci, Ribovic, Hooper. Oh, Caceres was on that one. That would have lost too. Yep, no, they weren't the only ones that would have blown your shit. Okay, wait. Hardy over 2.5 in the Charles Johnson fight. Waters, Ricci, Despanje, Woodson, Rebecca, Olberg, Buckley, Lewis. That one would have won. And Rebecca and Despanje gave you nothing on that. They gave you no fucking juice on that. So Hardy over 2.5. Waters, Ricci, Woodson, Olberg, Buckley, Lewis. That would have hit if you just left those 2 off.
I'll learn.
You'd be a millionaire.
I'll learn.
Never do this podcast again. You can
Please.
quit this job tomorrow. Take this job and shove it. But yeah, no, let's just get better, everybody. Like, I'm not competing against you guys. I want us all to win money and take a big vacation at the end of the year, go to International Fight Week.
It's a competition. Someone's got to win. Someone's got to lose.
Well, it's a competition assuming that we all, like, it's only a competition if you guys manage to not lose $1,000. Like, it's not a competition if I'm the only one with my fucking pile of cash. Like, look at my pile of cash. So what's your pile of cash?
But then you got to give us 50% of your winnings if we lose $1,000.
Well, before we get into the picks for this next week's card, we have to establish some firm criteria around this competition because I've already figured out one massive loophole of potential corruption, which is I'm looking at your open bet sheets. My open bet sheet is absolutely spotless to the penny. You know, it's what I fucking bet.
I will keep track of the losses and wins. Don't you worry.
I was
last week you put.
I was in a messy betting situation. I wasn't necessarily just hanging out.
Why did you put the bets last week but not this week?
I don't know. I'm
Well,
just.
you gotta put the amounts.
What matters most is the
There's gotta be
pick.
an audit. There's gotta be a
The
public
picks what's
audit.
matter most, Luke. Sometimes you're trying to get a fucking pick him before a guy walks down the aisle. As soon as he gets down that aisle.
Hey, and that's fine, but I'm just saying that like you need to be putting every bet in the open bet sheet, right?
All right.
Once you make the pick, then you gotta listen. Like what I'm trying to say is, how am I supposed to trust you guys? Alex,
The pick is in the open bet sheet.
Stop yawning. If you have to yawn, take yourself off camera, dude. Take yourself off camera if you have to yawn. I'm gonna make it big. Okay, this is easier on Alex's eyes. Okay.
Then stop boring the fuck out of me.
All right, let's get into next week's picks. So Dan, you're down what? What are you down?
$36.
So your total now is 900.
There's no way you're only down $36. You didn't
I'm down
win a single bet.
$36.
You didn't win a single bet. How does that even work?
Listen, do the audits early rather than late because, like, if we can just,
I'll send you the picks. I'll send you the picks that completely align with the open bet sheet, if you want.
No,
if you
just
want-
show us.
No, I'm just wondering how you don't win a bet and you only bet $36?
I bet $36 and I lost.
What did you divide 1,000 by 52?
Well, if you look at last week, Alex, he bet $1, $1, $1, $1, $1, $2, $3.23, $2.25.
Dan's gonna win this because he's gonna have $950.
It could go that way. It could.
Dan,
Dan playing the
funny?
four corners
You want to talk
defense.
shit, Dan? You want to talk shit, but if you take the number 1,000 and you divide it by 52 weeks in a year, the number you get is less than $20. So you actually bet $36, which means you were $16 over the per week budget. So you were 150% of your budget as well.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Not in the slightest. No.
Not as well because you weren't 150%.
Because there isn't a fight
like,
52 weeks of the year.
$1,000.
No,
There's more than 52 events in a year.
No, there's not. There's 52 weeks in a year, and there's less. There's not a fight every week.
There is International Fight Week where they have 3 fights in 1 week.
They haven't done
They
that.
don't do that anymore.
They haven't
They
done
haven't
that
in
since
years.
2007.
I have the data. You want me to just look it up? How many events?
no
there were?
data.
Oh my
You have
god,
no
you
data.
actually think there's 52 fights a fucking year? That's insane. There's literally not a fight next week.
There's so many weeks in the year that there are no fights. There's
about 40 some odd events a year.
Okay. UFC did 43 events. But hold on.
Hey, they still have fights on Fuel TV, right?
No, in 2021 there were a lot of UFC events. Let's just say that there was a year where they had more than one a week, and it was recent.
No, there wasn't.
It was not recent. Not since we did this podcast.
I will go as far as to say there has never been a year where the UFC has gone more than 52 events in the year. UFC fight nights and pay-per-views.
Want to bet $100? Want to bet $100?
Sure.
10%.
$100.
And it has to come from your amount. It has to come from your amount.
No, it's actually illegal to do this, so I'm not going to participate.
Yeah, you sound like Dana White's bitch ass when he bet Snoop Dogg. I'm kidding, Dana. I love it. But you did do that.
Most UFC fights in a year ever.
I think it was 2021.
You have to say events. Most UFC
Events. If it was 2021, Luke, then it would be 43. You dumb fuck. Then why would you even?
No, I don't know. It was recently. They did a year with 53 events or some shit.
40.
Nope. Nah. We'll figure this out later. Not on air. All right. So we got to do a card. We got to break down UFC Fight Night Barboza versus Lerone Murphy. It's UFC at the Apex 12 fight, an El Clasico offering. And we're going to start in year 5 just doing only open bet sheets on the Patreon, full card breakdown on the YouTube. Let's just do it. Like, I can't keep doing these 2 episode things. The people who go to the Patreon, they want the open bet sheets. it's not so much, an extra video crowd over at the Patreon. I've talked to them. They want the open bet sheets. So we're going to do open bet sheets on the Patreon.
They don't even give a shit about the content. They don't even watch the video ever.
We got to just do
Timestamps.
I can't do 2 uploads. I just can't do 2 uploads. I can't do it. It's simple as that. And if people on the Patreon start bitching and they say, "Yo, we want something more for our dollar," and then I'll do a whole other fucking show. But it's going to be on a different night because on a night like tonight, I can't just keep doing 2 uploads. So we're gonna just break down this whole card. How you guys feel about that? No break. Is that cool?
Feel good.
This has been a heated debate. We've gone back. We've gone forth. We've gone back. The data is inconclusive. I don't know which is better. So listen, let's just talk first. The fights that actually were supposed to be on the card that didn't come to fruition. Umar Sy was supposed to fight Antonio Tricoli. Tricoli withdrew. Umar Sy was then given Rodolfo Palazzo.
We will not break down this fight card until you give Chase Hooper his flowers.
Okay, very true. Chase, I still think that there's no way in hell I put up as bad of a performance as Vladislav Borashev. So now I want to fight Vladislav Borashev because I think I beat him. Because he... I mean, and,
you said if you play the UFC video game, who do you pick? Chase Hooper, Vladislav Borashev, and then Chase Hooper knocked Vlad.
I stand corrected. I stand corrected. Let me show you guys something real quick. This is bitch ass Uriah Faber. Okay, let me show you. And I like Uriah, but look at this bitch ass.
You got a background on. It's not gonna work. Put it on your chest or something.
Virtual background. None. Okay, check this out. So this is Uriah Faber's dumbass, right? Then you look. Oh! Hey! Oh, are you kidding me? Uriah sucks, dude. Look at this idiot, dude. So I'm done with Uriah Faber. Look at it. I wrote. So my point is, and then you see his dumbass pupil, right? That is fraud, Boris. Fucking fraud. Are you kidding me? And it's like, by the way, guys, he did tap. Like, he fucking did tap. Look at this. That was when the tap happened. You know what I'm saying? And it's like he had his hand in the position and then he tapped. So it's like, yo, my point is he was so uncompetitive in that fight. Vladislav Borashev should be cut from the UFC. Uriah Faber should be analyzed for incompetency, medical malpractice almost, coaching malpractice. Uriah, this guy was so uncompetitive. You say he's a kickboxer. He gets dropped on his feet, ends up on his back, and gets outlanded by Chase Hooper like 56-0 in one of those rounds. Complete 10-7, 10-6 situation. So uncompetitive. I personally would do better, Uriah Faber. And I will literally do whatever it takes to prove that. I will come to your gym, Uriah Faber, and I will fight anybody, quite literally anybody, because I don't believe in you. I don't believe that you have what it takes to be a coach. As long as I know it's your shining star, I'll fight him. Because quite literally, Uriah, I think that you're doing real estate. I think that you're doing cryptocurrency. I think you're doing NFTs. I think you're doing Los Angeles street walking models, so to speak. I think that you are spending your time thinking with your dick and not with your head. I think that you're sitting on the beach and being a Californian, and I think you're sleeping until about noon on most days. I don't think you're as hardworking as everybody thinks, and I think that your gym is a bunch of fucking underinvested in people, and if it wasn't the case, Cody Garbrandt would still be there, but he's not, is he? The only reason Song Yudong is still there is because he's got nowhere else to go. What else can I say? Uriah Faber, you're a fraud. Vladislav Borashev, you're a fraud. You're cuttable. I'll beat your ass, Vladislav Borashev. Under the unified rules, I will beat your ass. I challenge you to a fight. I open challenge to Vladislav Borashev. I won't even train. You're a pussy. You're a bitch. I'll beat your ass. You're probably on steroids. I don't know, but I'm just guessing. And yeah, I'm not. So what else can we say? I mean, Alex, yeah, Chase Hooper, you're flowers, but you fought an absolute fraud. He sucks, and you took too long, to be honest with you, Chase. You took too long finishing him, and God help you, Chase, if that ended up getting overturned because he didn't really tap or some fucking bullshit Nicholas Mata bullshit, then I would have really rang your neck, Chase. Then I would have really had to wring your neck because that you should have gotten him out of there clean, neat, and tidy. But instead, you're out there like, well, I'm a whiz kid who does Rubik's Cubes. Chase, I bet you have a fucking Rubik's Cube in your fucking room. I bet you have a Rubik's Cube in your room. And he's like, how do I want to think about this? I'm gonna think about how to submit this guy. It's like, Chase, Just fucking get it done, dude. Stop bullshitting with us. Pathetic. But honestly, pathetic of the ref to not stop that fight and pathetic of that stuff to protest. It's like, you didn't win a second of that affair. Chase wasn't tiring. And let's say you were able to turn it around and win. It would have been an undeserved, unjustifiable fluke. It would have shown us nothing. It would have added
wasn't
nothing.
it past the threshold where it would have been judged?
What's it called? It's called the something record, the Akashic record. If Vladislav Borshev had somehow dug out a victory, Leon Edwards style, against Kamaru Usman from Chase Hooper, it would have added nothing to the Akashic records, the collective consciousness, the eternal database of martial arts. It would have been a simple fluke, a silly goose bullshit thing that shouldn't have happened because you were unskilled, and Chase Hooper is not only a better striker than you, you're showing some discipline, but he's a better mixed martial artist than you. And you are an incompetent on the ground, Vladislav Borshev. I didn't pick you. I picked Chase Hooper. I won a lot of money on Chase Hooper. I have no ill. I'm just saying you stink. You're ruining my sport by being in it. You're a fraud. And I can't believe you ever landed that sneaky little liver shot to Dakota Bush to make anybody ever think you had any talent. I'd beat Dakota Bush up too. I'll fight Dakota Bush. I'll fight and I'll fight Chase Hooper. But Chase is getting pretty good. Honestly, I can't even get my little hands around Chase these days. He's pretty fucking good. I wouldn't want to. I will fight Chase, but I wouldn't want to fight Chase at this point. You know.
Yeah, I mean, there's issues all around. I think it was past the threshold where they would have just judged the fight anyway. Because, like, or do they only do that if you
only in round 3 will that be the case? And
no,
actually,
it's halfway through the fight.
Do it. I don't think
it's halfway through the fight. No, it's halfway through the fight. It's a round and a half in a 3-round fight.
It has to be 2 rounds. There has to be 2.
No.
Yeah, I promise you.
Halfway through the second round.
Either way, it doesn't matter.
Bet $100.
I will be right about this too, but I'm not going to.
You weren't right about the other one, dude. You just couldn't find.
Oh my gosh, you were so funny. Okay, I will 100%. Okay, now I'll bet you $100 that there is less than 52 UFC fights any year ever. UFC
I'll go in on
events.
That. I'll go in on
$100 right now. Air shake.
All right, I'll bet you both.
Oh my god! But it has to come from this pot.
So I'm going in from 200. And no, you each get 50. And
No. You go in for 100 against me, but it has to come from your money pot from on the show.
Hell no. No, this is a separate bet.
No.
Right. It is.
It would come from mine too, Luke. It would come from mine. And $100 in my money pot is a lot more substantial than yours.
I'll bet you both $100. I'll put up 200. You both put up 100, and I'll bet you. And it's not going to go into this money pot situation, but it's a side bet.
It will 100%.
I'm going to be looking it up as the show goes on.
Huh?
I'm going to be looking this up as the show goes on. Carry on.
Okay, perfect. Well, it's literally fucking impossible. And they have the most UFC events now than they ever have since they have an Apex and they don't have to go fucking anywhere. So if you think that now, if you think that in the past they had more events when they only had 4 a fucking year back in the day, then you are out of your gourd. Give me my $100 now. Next. I loved the fights last weekend. Chase Hooper did great. I think Luke's wrong about that other thing too. I think it's halfway through the fight where they judge that. I'm not sure if they even would judge that because it's ref malpractice. If that was the wrong call to make, but regardless, like if you're doing that when the winning guy can just kick somebody in the balls and end the fight, you should definitely be doing that when the ref makes a mistake.
All right, so I'll bet you another 100 that it's got to be round 2 rounds.
No, I'm not taking that one.
All right, cool, because I'm right about that. But anyway, let's move on. Great night of fights. Chase Hooper's the man. I love you, Chase. No love lost. No little bit of love gained. If we look at the other fights, it's like basically like Despanje, Rebecca, the 2 biggest shitheads. Golf got robbed. Caceres got robbed, and Menefield. Really, Olberg is kind of a bitch, and fuck him. But other than that, I was spotless.
Olberg is not kind of a bitch. He made that look so easy that I almost missed it.
He's one of those guys who has no idea what's going to happen every time he goes in there. He's perfectly comfortable getting knocked out. He has no championship mentality. He's going to lose. He doesn't expect the unexpected. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't like Goldberg though. I have something about him. He's too close to that other guy that retired that I really hate, Tyson Pedro. I'm low on all New Zealanders, to be honest with you, and Australians. If you're from New Zealand or Australia, go fuck yourself. That's how personally.
I'll second that one. I'll second that. There's not too many good ones.
Fuck them all. Name one I like. Volkanovski, I don't even like him anymore.
Chris Lilly. That's it for me.
No, hell no. Chris Lilly betrayed everybody who ever supported him by saying, yeah, HBO, take off Summer Heights High, take off Jonah from Tonga, take off Jamae, Private School Girl, take off all my shows that I did because you're right, HBO. They are.
I don't think he said that, did
yes,
he?
he did. So fuck you, Chris
Wow.
Lilly. Hypocrite, piece of shit. And I loved you. That's what hurts the most, you know. Chris Lilly was.
That does hurt, but I'm gonna do my research. I'm not just gonna believe you.
It's like it's tough, man. You know, like I would say it's like Chris Lilly, Tim Heidecker.
Redacted.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like Tim Heidecker, Chris Lilly,
Bill Maher.
Bill Maher.
Bill Maher is my favorite ever. Bill Maher rules, dude.
You know, you could maybe even throw Sacha Baron Cohen in there, and it's like, yeah, and all three are insufferable in their as people, right? Like Heidecker,
Yeah.
Lilly, and Baron Cohen. You'd probably want to fucking jump off of the edge of the balcony with your hands in your pockets head first if you had to spend fucking 10 minutes with them in the real world, but they're geniuses. Thanks. Anyway, comedically and theatrically. Okay, Emily Ducati, Vanessa Demopoulos. Clear cut, crystal clear in my mind that this fight will be frustrating. You'll want to pull your hair out. I hate Emily Ducati's stance. And by that I mean in this one picture I'm seeing, right? Like how she's holding her hands, not her feet placement, her posture. That's more what I meant. I hate Emily Ducati, the way that she holds her hands, her boxiness, her stiffness.
She lacks a stance, I would say.
Yeah.
She doesn't necessarily have a stance. She just kind of is like there.
I can safely say I've hated her for a year and 5 months. But you know, when it comes to Vanessa Demopoulos, I think she stinks too. You know what I mean? I think she stinks too. I'm going to go with Ducati here. It's a non-betted fight. It's an unbettable fight. It's a fight I will not bet. I don't want to bet it. I hate it. I don't like it at all. But I'm going with Ducati. I think she gets the win for the picks purposes.
Yeah, I mean, after seeing how dog shit Karolina Kowalkiewicz looked in her last fight, right? Vanessa Demopoulos lost to Karolina Kowalkiewicz. After seeing how dog shit she looked in her last fight, like that loss has soured, in my opinion. I mean, KK was on a bit of a little run there, right? Right, Dan? Or was it just against a bunch of bums like Vanessa Demopoulos?
Who are we referencing?
Karolina Kowalkiewicz.
She had a bit of a run, yeah, sure.
I figured out what I don't like about women's fighting, and it's that some of these ladies in there, and the same thing I don't like about men's fighting, some of these guys, some of these ladies in there, you witness that they don't really know what's going to happen when they get in there. They are just trying their best. I don't like trying their best. I like intentional. I believe I can do this. I've trained hard for this. I expect victory. I have a plan. If things go awry, I'm going to be visibly surprised, and it's going to all be bad, but I'm at least bringing my best effort, my hypothesis to the table. Some of these people are just like, whoo. They're like the FML culture of like the late 2010s. Like, fuck my life. I have to fight Emily Ducati, and I'm barely even prepared. Fuck my life. like Vanessa Demopoulos, she's a big like FML, like hashtag FML, like away message, like, oh my gosh, like I'm a mess. Like Vanessa Demopoulos, big time mess. And if I was Mrs. Rogan, I'd fucking hit her with a couple elbows, but I am not, and I'm a man. So if I was Mrs. Cormier, oh, I'd hit her with a frying pan for sure.
What about Miss Bisping?
Bisping didn't touch her. He was like, "Get off me, bitch!" Right? Did she jump in his arms?
I felt
like no.
Yeah, I don't know. If you're throwing a Russian dude in prison for
Rebecca
kicking a
knows
ring
he
girls,
doesn't have an eye for any other woman. He only has eyes.
are you sorry or are you gonna walk over me? Because you say you're sorry and then you just keep going.
Bisping has eye only for Rebecca. He doesn't have eye for anybody else.
Fair enough.
Rebecca.
But yeah, what were we even talking about? Emily
Ducati? You make a pick for that?
Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna go with Vanessa Demopoulos because I'm gonna go with the likes of Juicy J, Two Chainz, strippers. Right? Wasn't she a stripper?
Yeah.
Or you could go with the game. He says, "Don't call my girl no stripper. She's an exotic dancer that twerk when you tip her."
That's a line.
That's a line.
Dang. I'm going with Emily Ducati here. I think Vanessa Demopoulos, I picked her in the past, but this isn't her style of fight to win. Ducati's coming in there, well polished, with a stance, with a game plan. Demopoulos, she's in there for chicks who are less athletic than her and get overwhelmed when she just goes ape shit and charges after them, throwing left and rights, and goes for a wild takedown and eventually, sends it for a submission. Whereas Emily Ducati, she's a professional. She's been in multiple organizations. This is no new rodeo for her. And I think she's gonna piece her up. She's gonna piece her ass up. So 2 out of 3. Luke and I are on the same page. Emily Ducati.
All right, next up we got
Ella is trophy certified.
That is not. That simply just is not true.
It was not.
Demopoulos?
I took Demopoulos. Yeah, strippers.
Okay. Oh, I really listened to everything you said and still didn't take it in. I guess I don't know because I remember you saying the thing about Two Chainz. Yeah. And then the thing about the game. Yeah, I remember all of it, but for some reason I didn't connect the dots that you weren't agreeing with me. I don't know. I just hear what I want to hear, I guess. Haley Aletang versus Clinton Rodriguez. Now, Clinton Rodriguez, you're going to see 8-3 record, right? 11 fights. You're going to see Elia Aletang 16-9-2. So, I mean,
it's a ladies' record.
Yeah, right. That is a ladies' record. That's a fucking Anthony Smith record. I can't wait till Anthony Smith gets his fucking 20th loss. 16-9-2 Heli Aletang. Dude, Anthony Smith, I saw a video of him talking to Michael Bisping on their stupid ass podcast. And this is the conversation I saw, right? Look up this video on YouTube, guys. It's Smith asking Bisping if he would, here's what podcasters will do, guys. Don't ever be fooled by this. They will find a topic they want to talk about and reverse engineer it to make it seem like, oh, they're just talking about the news, right? So we could do this on the show every day if we wanted to, right? I could be like, I want to talk about how women aren't paid as much as men. So I'll just Google an article about that or a tweet that somebody in our space did about that, right? And I'll be like, yeah, man, you see here, right here, this person, they were talking about how women aren't getting paid as much as men. You see this, Alex? It's Jay Leno styles. You see this? You hear about this? See this? You hear about this? Anthony Smith will go, oh,
yeah, that's a grade A impression. That might be your best one yet.
And the real key, this is what they love to do, right? They'll have Schlubbo Harrington or one of the fucking producers, they'll bring it up. Hey guys, I don't know if you saw this, but oh yeah, because let's think about this, guys. Me, Alex, and Dan, we hired.
Dan, it looks like you have a tail.
Oh, Dan just went Super Saiyan 6, dude. Yo, Dan, Super Saiyan 6. Let's go. That's sick. I'm trying to say that what the real conniving people will do is you have your producer bring it up. So could you imagine? You've watched the show for 4 years, I'm assuming. Could you imagine if Dan, Alex, and I hire some dickhead to work the show with us, and then he suddenly is telling us stuff about the UFC, current events, news that maybe we did. In what world? Why doesn't he have a show then? If he's
the staff will remain the staff.
He's plugged in. He's plugged in.
We have a staff, guys. We have a staff. You don't know what goes on, all the nuts and bolts on this thing. We have a full staff. You've never heard them fucking talk.
This is our editor.
But why
You
don't
guys
they
have never even heard of Tommy.
I will be like, yo, if they have so many bright ideas, why don't they have the show? Like, if Joe Rogan's just flipping fucking elk on his Traeger grill all day, maybe it should just be the Jamie experience. He's the one always bringing everything up. Hey, do you hear about this?
Oh, the wizard, the wizard that is Jamie Vernon.
Why doesn't he have the show? Why doesn't he have the show? It's because he doesn't have the show because he doesn't have the ideas. It's filtered. It's like plausible deniability, right? So Anthony Smith goes, yeah, you see Cowboy Cerrone, he loves steroids. He's on steroids. Hey, Bisping, would you ever like do something like that like later in your career? Bisping's like, I never really thought about it. It's like what's happening here is high level ground laying where it's like, oh, Bisping, how do you be a vehement anti-steroid user who then in your career after it ends is like, well, nothing wrong with a little bit of help from a doctor if you need it, and then all of a sudden, right, like end up in a situation where, hey, they offer you that Luke Rockhold fight, and now you're feeling real good, and this organization doesn't drug test. So wait, now is it okay to use them? As long as it's not being tested, then you can, right? That's what they're. I already see it. I already see the thoughts of everybody, right? It's like everyone's worried. Everyone's like, well, what are people going to think if I do this, if I do that?
I already know what Bisping will say. Well, I was against breaking the rules. That was the problem.
I think when I come back as a heavyweight, I'll try to do more legally controversial shit.
See, when I fought Luke Rockhold in karate combat, that wasn't a part of the rules.
Hey, when you make an agreement, that's the agreement. But then when the agreement is gone away, there's new agreements. It's simple as that. Hey, I'll do whatever I want to do, mate.
Yo, your
I don't
face
really
just
care.
starts sparkling like an anime character.
I am libertarian when
Did
it
you
comes
see
to
that,
drugs.
Dan? You had when you got really close and were doing that, you had like white specks on your face, like you were Pokimane or something.
I'm not really actually here. This is an AI. I programmed an AI weeks ago. But the thing is, I'm trying to say, like, I love Bisping. I think he should chill out a little bit. It's like all these guys are always case making. They're always trying to be like, well, here's why I'm the greatest of all time. Because if you know what I mean? It's like, God, everybody chill out. Okay. Like, we don't all need to be like, and I have a firm stance when it comes to that. It's like, how about no firm stances? Let's just all, ain't no river long enough that don't contain a bend. Okay. I think that we should see a Jack thing. How about this? This is what I want to see. I want to see Bisping get hooked up with the right kind of doctor. And I want him to be about 235, shoulders.
No.
Well,
you got it all wrong. He needs to become.
And I want him to fight Vitor Belfort.
Yes, but this time it's for keeps. And Bisping looks like Kano from fucking Mortal Kombat, and he gets a new eye. He's got a robot eye, and it's strong.
Bisping comes, he goes, this time it's legal. Like Doc Holliday, right? This time it's legal. And he's got just needle marks, He's like, but it's legal this time. And he justifiably just kicks Belfort in the fucking.
Vitor Belfort's like, "Why could I, brother? Testosterone was legal when we fought."
But he can do it. But see, Belfort, since for him, it's like doesn't even work anymore. So he's still doing it, yeah. But now Bisping's doing it for like the first time.
What's Bisping's problem? Vitor Belfort was legally using testosterone replacement therapy just like Joe Rogan does. At that time, it wasn't against the commission.
Everybody should just do like women's MMA. No stances, because your stances are only going to get you in trouble.
All right,
I don't have any stances.
I don't even know.
If you can communicate this product, you can make money off the product.
I don't even know if anything we said in that like chain of events was conversational whatsoever. I don't even think you heard a single word I said. Absolutely. I feel like I was just talking to fucking no one.
You should. Clifton Rodriguez, Khalid Alatang. What I was trying to say about this fight is that Anthony Smith wants to get a hair replacement. He wants to go to Turkey and get new hair. Okay? If he does that, please, everybody on this show, if you're a fan of this show, just do not let him get away with that sort of decision. if Anthony Smith has hair, what do we have on him then? You know what I mean? Like, then we can't. Guys, if somebody is going bald and then suddenly has hair and does the turkey thing, as men who have hair, right? And this is
Barely you have hair.
I have hat hair, dude. This is hat hair. I mean, I'm not going
You barely have hair. You got a 6 head.
Dude. It's us versus the bookies. It's us versus Anthony.
I'm going bald too, dude. I mean, fuck. Like,
No, you are going bald. I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
I don't even care if I go bald. That's not the point of all this.
Then why are you so defensive?
I mean, I'm sure as hell not going to Turkey to get a hair.
I'm not going to Turkey either. I will look like an orc. I will look like an orc, just like Anthony Smith. I don't care. I will look like an orc. Whatever. Live the orc lifestyle.
I wear fancy hats. I'm kidding. All right, we got to move on. You have to wear hats. That's the thing people don't say. People say,
Clayton Rodriguez.
All people wear hats to cover it up. No, they wear hats so they have to wear hats because the sun hitting their head is going to cause damage, you know?
Clayton Rodriguez for me. Not really going to dive too much into that.
Bad pick. Boo. Go ahead, Dan.
I'm also going with Clayton Rodriguez. You picked Haley Altang? I missed that pick.
Yeah.
No, I didn't pick yet.
No.
To me,
Rodriguez is the man, way more dynamic than flailing arms. Haley going in, trying to muscle a takedown. Not going to happen. I mean, he's one of Santino's guys, so I got to show some reverence and some respect. But Clayton Rodriguez is a hot up-and-coming prospect. He had that one snafu with the little engine that could. What's his name?
Chris Gutierrez, Casey Kenny.
No. Less skilled, but better.
Oh, no, that's the other guy.
Let me see.
Fareed Basharat, CG Vergara.
No, CJ Vergara, yeah.
No.
Overall, this guy's a way better striker, probably a better grappler, at least from the jiu-jitsu side of things. Clayton Rodriguez.
You know, I'm going to go with Hilia Latang. My thing is that I think Rodriguez, he's got 11 fights. He lost to some guys who, you guys both would not really give the reverence that you're giving Cledson, right? Like, Dan, you don't respect CJ Vergara. Alex,
yes, I do.
You don't respect CJ Vergara.
I said the little engine that could.
Well, who do you respect that he's beaten? I mean, he fought Santo Corratolo 2 years and 7 months ago on the Contender Series to get into the UFC.
It's just more of like a
to take a loss to CJ. Then after losing to CJ, he knocks out Shannon Ross, who had 6 losses, right? Then gets in there with undefeated Farid Basharat, gets choked out. That was 8 months ago. So he's coming in now. He's 28. He was 28 then. He's 28 now. He's coming in against 32-year-old who, like you said, is out of Arizona. He's training with our boy Santino DeFranco. And yeah, he lost to Chris Gutierrez. We respect the shit out of Chris Gutierrez. He also beat Chad Engelhanger, who's looked good. He's beat Kevin Kroom. I would give the Kevin Kroom the same credit I would give the Shannon Ross. Gustavo Lopez, Casey Kenny. That was 3 years, 7 months ago. You go back 3 years, 7 months with this guy, he's not even in the UFC. You know what I mean? He's in
the only person he's beaten who is still in the UFC is Chad Engelhanger, who isn't really that good of a win. So if you make the same argument, but this guy lost to 6 people before he even got to the UFC. So how the fuck could he be good? And granted, one of those guys was Yadong Song, but there's 7 other dudes you've never even fucking heard of that he lost to before he even got to the big show.
Yeah.
And then, he lost to Chris Gutierrez, who is a mental little person. And then he also lost to Casey Kenny, who isn't in the UFC anymore. So,
well, listen, he's moving up to 135. I feel like this is going to be better for him. Doesn't have to cut that weight. I think that played a part in it. First time up at bantamweight. He was a big flyweight, so I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue as far as being a smaller guy.
But, I mean, Hilia Latang's a big ass fucking boy too.
Stocky.
Hey, listen. I'm going with Hilia Latang.
I suppose.
All right. Pierre Rodriguez. Ariane Carnelosi, stinker versus stinker. Don't care. Not going to bet. Don't want to bet. Not going to bet. Don't want to bet. I'm taking Carnelosi. I think that she is freak show muscularly and is going to be able to overpower Piera Rodriguez. I think that if Jillian Robertson can do it, then so can Carnelossi. I don't have any respect for Jillian Robertson. Carnelossi looks in the face. She looks like Jessica Andrade. I think that both these girls are on something. I think that in my opinion, if I give them the eyeball test, the sniff test, Carnelossi is built like better than me, quite honestly. Like if you tested her, she's probably built better than me. So I'm gonna go with Carnelossi.
Carnelossi for me is
Atlantic City.
Carnelossi for me as well. She looks like she's on HGH. She's got
Here's
the
your
jaw.
chance, Dan. Here's your chance, Dan. Are you gonna sabotage it?
That's all you got for the breakdown. I'm gonna go with.
No. He probably has more. I just interrupted him.
Oh,
No, I
well.
don't. I mean, it's a women's fight. How much do we even fucking have to talk about it? Like every single one of these fights, just pick the one who looks more like a guy, and then you'll probably end up winning like 75% of them.
Well, I would say we got a whole lot to talk about. I'm about to unpack a whole lot. Strap in for about 5 more minutes on this pick. I got Piera Rodriguez. Here's my list of reasons. Number 1, better looking. Number 2, better athlete. Number 3, a better striker, cleaner, faster, okay? Less muscle bound, more of a gas tank. I would say had more hype coming into the UFC. Better jiu-jitsu practitioner, maybe even. I'll give it even, maybe even slight lean Carnelossi. But this equation is adding up to Piera Rodriguez. So no sabotage, no triple P certification, even though it would be outside of the realm of the golden rule. It's not much. Huh?
You going with Piera Rodriguez?
Yeah.
Okay. Abbas Magomedov versus Worley Alves. To me, I'm going against age, but I'm trying to fade a bit. An aging fighter with a fighter who has proven himself kind of incompetent. At the end of the day, Abbas is managed by Ali Abdelaziz. At the end of the day, Ali is going to fucking grab him by the ear, bring him into that back office of his, and beat the ever-living shit out of him for all of his malfeasance, essentially. I mean, it's like we get him in the UFC. He gets one win against fraud Dustin Solfitz, and then he gets fucking beat the fuck out of by everybody and their mother the next 2 times out. Worley Alves is on his way out. He's meant to lose this fight. He's gotten finished in his last 2 of 3 losses. Split decision loss to Nicholas Dalby. He did knock out Mandor Laziz, but in the last 5 years, he's put up 5 fights and gotten finished in just about all of them, besides the one I just mentioned that he won. He's only 33, but Worley Alves, I just think, is in a must-win situation here, which does make me kind of feared. I didn't know he was 33. For some reason, I thought Worley Alves was like 40 years old.
Oh, yeah.
So I kind of love the odds on Worley here. I hate the odds on Abbas Magomedov. Really, I've seen nothing out of Abbas to make me pick him here in this situation. Worley Alves it is. I'm taking Worley Alves. I don't know what to say. I can't justify taking Abbas Magomedov, knowing that Worley is the same age as him, knowing that Worley has more UFC experience than him, the 6-inch reach advantage is one thing, but Worley's got a fucking brick head, and Abbas has that little thin, frail chicken jaw, little temple area. His head is not built for this shit. I think Worley walks through everything he's got, closes the distance, Mike Tyson's him, starts landing crazy shit, and just knocks him the fuck out. So give me Worley by knockout. I came in here saying, politically, I think Magomedov is the pick because, you got Ali Abdelaziz in this corner. But I don't know. You got to think everybody has a prime, and Ali's prime is certainly past. Now that Khabib and Usman and all his fighters have fucking lost. Gaethje, hey, could he predict Gaethje? No. So give me Worley Alves.
I'm going to take a bus to this event. We're going with Abus. This is going to come down to who is going to gas out harder. Both these guys have had troubles maintaining high levels of energy or even adequate levels of energy into the second half of the fight and beyond. I think that Abus is going to be landing cleaner shots, less less dependent on power. Hopefully he could withstand some of the leg kicks that I think Alves will try to employ in his game plan. But I think that Abus, I mean, the guy, he was in a main event not too long ago. So I think that he's got something to bring to the table here. Certainly more than an aged out Warley Alves, even at 33. I mean, with the amount of fights and wars he's had, he's got to be at least 57, like Mike Tyson age at this point. So I'm going to go with Abus, and we'll see where the tiebreak goes with Alex.
Yeah, I mean, tough fight. Both guys coming off of two losses and 3 losses. Abus really hasn't beaten anybody good, but he's lost to some pretty good fighters. Sean Strickland and Kyle Barallo couldn't get him out of there. I mean, he got Paul Craig out of there, who's a light heavyweight fighting at middleweight, and he got him out of there with style. So like that's a good loss to have. Sean Strickland, a really good loss to have. He was the champion. Kyle Barallo looks like he's a guy who can fight within the top 5. So not the worst losses in the world, but really hasn't fought anyone. I'm still gonna roll with a bus on this one, just because he's younger, right? Or is he older? Is he older? In fact, same age, but way more experience, has a lot more fights. Sure. Warley Alves has been at the highest level for a long time. He's been in the UFC for quite some time. He just hasn't been very active until recently. And then recently, all of his activity is just losses. So I'm going to go with a bus. I feel like, 4th loss for Warley Alves in a row. He's hitting the road. And it brings me no joy to say that. I love Warley Alves. Okay, next up, we have Tamiris Vidal versus Melissa Gatto. I'm going to go Tamiris Vidal. I'm just going to bet on the one that looks like stronger and like has a kind of like a Raquel Pennington type look. So
gotcha.
Give me that one. That's the champ. Hey, if Raquel Pennington can become the champ, so can Tamiris Vidal. As far as I'm fucking concerned.
Gore Vidal up here. We're going to go with Melissa Gatto, Domo Arigato. Strong, long, tremendous jiu-jitsu. The reach of John Jones in the form of the flyweight division, 125. Good boxer. Solid jab. Put some 1-2s together. I'm looking to see probably a finish here. Either way, surprise upset. Vidal will be through finish, but I think Gatto is going to be dominant. I think she'll get the finish. No bet. Don't worry, Luke. I'm not going to bet the -470 favorite. All right. I took my medicine week 1, and guess what? I'm clean as a whistle for the next 40 events or so, not 50.
Oh, she's a -470 favorite. Oh, no. Gatto is a -470 favorite. Oh, my gosh. That's crazy. Gatto isn't that good.
Who you boys talking about? Tamiris Vidal and Melissa Gatto?
Yep.
And Gatto is that much of a favorite? That's pretty crazy.
That is crazy. I would have thought this is even money fight.
Yeah, I'll take the female underdog at plus 300. I mean, Montserrat Rendon is a hell of a fighter, and Ramona Pascual is a big ass bitch. So I'm, the fact that she could climb that mountain. Same with Montserrat. Montserrat's Rendon is pretty freaking big.
She's huge. She's Amazonian.
Yeah, and I love Melissa Gatto. Believe me, I love her. She's great. She's got she's great. I love her, but no way in hell. This is the auto fade. And I don't think a big women's underdog has won since like pre-UFC 300. Can you guys think of an example? No?
Say that again. What's the question?
I don't think a big UFC women's underdog has won since before UFC 300.
Yeah, not that I can remember.
Like, because I remember tracking it, like keeping my eye on it for UFC 300. I bet on all 3 women's underdogs. They all 3 lost. Next event, same. They all lost. There's only been a few more since then, like 2 more. I can't remember anybody big that's won. So we're due, and Vidal is the one. She's gonna make it happen. She's not even outsized in this. She's the bigger girl. So all right, Omar Sy, Tukos Tuco. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go through Marseille. He's undefeated. He seems pretty good. I like him. He's 5 years younger, 6'5", 83-inch reach. That's gonna be 8 inches bigger than Killcliff FC's Tuco. Tuco is 10'3", or 10 wins, 3 losses. I mean, and and most of his wins coming by knockout. Most of his 2 losses in Bellator. Omar Sy, guy who has also fought. Has been having a hard time getting an opponent booked. 4 fights canceled, 3 fights canceled in his first 3 attempts at even getting a fight. Big ass dude, great shape, 6'5" heavyweight, Bulgarian top team, 9 wins. Fighting out of France, I'm going with Mr. C, Mr. Sai, Mr. Umar. Not knowing too much about either guy. I think he gets more.
I'm gonna also roll with Sai on this one. Open Gangnam style. I think he wins this fight. He's been having this marked on his calendar. Granted, it's his 3rd opponent for this day. Adolfo Bellato pulled out. Antonio Tricoli pulled out. And now he's got a brand new opponent who lost to in Bellator. And we all know Bellator sucks. Every Bellator fighter sucks. This guy usually fights at heavyweight side, but they're fighting at 205. He's younger. He's going to be faster. He's going to be a little bit quicker in there. Got to worry about the jiu-jitsu, I guess. But as we do for most of these French fighters, you saw how quickly John Jones dispatched of Cyril Gane. But there's a bunch of guys who couldn't do that to Cyril Gane. John Jones is just the greatest fighter to ever live. Let's go with Sai. Let's not overthink this. Easy money. Damn.
Triple B certified Umar Sai, brother of. That's right. The brother of another successful Sai from the PFL. This guy, very limited tape on him out there, but seems to be a heck of a good wrestler.
Are they brothers?
Yeah.
That boy Sai is his brother?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I thought it was. You know what? I thought they were spelled differently. Thank you, Dan. That's great info. That makes me feel a lot better.
S-Y. Yeah, and that's the pick. That's the pick. Let's cut that one short.
Sweet, perfect.
Like the last name, Sai.
That really. I was taken aback. I didn't even think that once. I don't assume things like that. Like just because 2 guys have the same last name from the same country, who knows? Sai could be fucking
the same
Jones with the same profession. Who knows? Sai could be Jones. There's so many Joneses and Andersons and Silvas.
Sure.
Next up, we got 2 guys I've never heard of. No, I have heard of Tom Nolan. He was supposed to fight before. Tom Nolan and Victor Martinez. Luke is very low on the Aussies, so we can only assume where he's going with this one. But I will ask him myself. Luke, what do you think about it?
I'm low because he got knocked out by Nicholas Mata, but he's fighting a guy who is 32, so he's 24. And he's also got a 6-inch height, 7-inch height advantage, but only a 3-inch reach advantage. I don't know. Part of me wants to take the brick. I think that I'd be throwing away this card to be grabbing like so many gigantic underdogs from a picks perspective with you guys. But I think one of them is kind of bound to hit here. And I think that some of these lines are a little bit outstretched due to lack of data. I mean, you got a 7-fight veteran in Tom Nolan at minus 450. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? I'd rather take a shot on the dog. So I'm going to go with the brick, Victor Martinez, just because I really don't. I mean, listen, it seems to me the UFC wants Tom Nolan to win this, and that's why they've given him a guy who got knocked out by fucking Jordan Levitt,
I mean, I don't think the UFC wants either of these guys to win. I don't think they give a fuck. They're like, both.
Yeah, I agree. They probably don't give a fuck. Okay, so who do I think is going to win?
Whoa, take yourself off camera.
Huh?
He's yawning. Get off the camera if you're going to yawn.
Who do I think is going to win in that case? I'm going to go with Tom Nolan. Nifty Tom Nolan.
Tom Nolan, director of Batman, gonna win this thing. Over 7 feet tall if he was a foot, going up against thick as a brick Victor Martinez. Gotta go with Tom Nolan here. You guys were right the first time you set it up. You said it was a UFC setup job. Absolutely correct. The UFC loves Australia. They love that market. They're trying to feed it as much as they can. Tom Nolan, he's a good-looking guy. He's big and tall. He's an intimidating presence in the octagon with all those short little dudes. And he's tough. He's durable, and I think he's got some skills, and I think he'll get this done. He's a huge favorite. Don't worry. I'm not going to bet him, Luke. I'm not going to bet him. All right? I learned my lesson, and you're going down this week. Both of y'all.
I mean, this is Tom Nolan. He's 6'3", fighting at 155, bro. Fucking hit the gym, lift a weight, eat a steak, man. Like, what are you doing that you're 6'4", weighing 155 pounds? I'm just really good at cutting, mate. Oh, so you're just really good at cheating? Okay, whatever. Fucking loser. 6'4", fighting at 155 pounds. I was 155 pounds in the 7th grade. What are you, a fucking? Oh, that's so crazy. But give me Tom Nolan. If you're cheating that hard, you better win. Tom Nolan. Maybe his brain will just be so dry that he's unconscious before he even makes it to the octagon. I'd be surprised if he made this weight. That's crazy, being 6'4" at 155 pounds. Him and Sean Woodson should go into the Brokeback Mountain and make a weird alien baby. These two tall weight bully fucks. Okay, next up, Angela Hill versus Luana Pinheiro. We got Luana Pinheiro. Absolutely looked amazing against Amanda Ribas. Was whooping her ass, and then all of a sudden gassed out and then got knocked out. It just looked like Ribas was landing the more damaging strikes in that fight, where Pinheiro kind of gassed herself out going for the finish early. I'm going to go with Pinheiro. She's great. I think she has great skills. She's one of these fighters who has a stance. Do I know which one she uses? Not at all. But she might have one. There looks like there's remnants of one when she's throwing this kick. But who knows? As Luke said, she could have just stepped right into that kick. Luana Pinheiro, I think she's better everywhere. And if no one's here, I guess I'll just break down the next one. Maybe get...
I'm here!
There we go.
Angie Hill!
He's been here, dude.
I had a deep conversation with Steven Seagal last time I was in Dubai.
And he told me that you have a lot to worry about. He said that they're after you.
I'm going to get some.
Okay, I'm picking against Angela Hill. I can't stand her. I think that she's she's the bane of my existence. She got 13 losses, and I want her to have 16. And before the end of her career, I want her to get 3 more fights, lose all 3. She beat up on Denise Gomez. She beat up on Emily Ducati. She beat up on Luis Gupidinez. She beat up on everybody, and then she finds ways to lose. It's like, how do you even pick with her? How do you win? How do you lose? She's 9 years older than her opponent. That's all you need to know. She is almost 40, guys. The fact that she's fighting still is crazy. I hope Pinheiro wins. I'm taking Pinheiro. I hope she wins. She shouldn't be fighting after a knockout 5 months ago, but it is what it is, and I can't change the past, and I'm going with Pinheiro.
Pinheiro is
what it is, and I can't change the past. And
can't change the past. Can't change it at all. Pinheiro is a wild woman. A lot of fun to watch. Gets in there just throwing haymakers like she'll never throw another haymaker again. But she gets
God, man, woman, dog.
She's hot too.
Super hot. Gasses out real quick. And that's kind of Angie Hill's that's her way of winning, right? Let the other woman gas herself out, and then rounds 2 through 3 just kind of slowly but surely take over, get some good knees up the middle, get some good clinch situations, work the elbows, and pump that jab and some little baby leg kicks. So I think that's going to be the route here. I don't think – here's the play, actually.
Angela Hill's a real Lance Armstrong.
Yeah. If you mean beat testicular cancer and won the Tour de France 8 straight times, then yes. Here's the play. Here's
More
the
like she's taking beat.
Here's a little nugget that I'm even going to put out for you gremlins here. You can take it if you want. Here's the play. Pinheiro knockout or Hill decision. One pick.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, finish only. Pinheiro finish only is what you mean to say. So it's voided. If it goes to decision, it's voided. And if the only way
No. You could do a single pick for Pinheiro finish or Hill decision. That's an option.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's another option. Yep. You go Pinheiro finish only. I would load up. I would be like a lot on Pinheiro. If you really think that, a lot on Pinheiro finish only. And then what you said.
And I mean, Dan, you saved so much money by only betting $36 last week that you could really load up on Angela Hill this weekend.
I can't wait until you actually lose $700 in like week 3 or 4. Oh, what happened?
Dan,
I won't. I could lose $173 this week, and I'll still have more money than you.
So like what? Okay, so Dan, like you want to win. You want to win enough money.
You don't have 1,000. I'm up 175.
Oh, I see. I see.
Dan, you want to like get enough money to like make a big impact on your life, but how are you ever going to do that if you don't make a big bet? Like, do you think you're just like,
we have 40 more events to go.
Listen,
Dan, we've had 5 years of 40 more events to go.
Let me break it down to you. If you think the way to win, like the way to make gambling change your life is to, like, let's say you thought, well, like, it's, a pretty good night. We'd all say a pretty good night is you win $1,000, right? Okay, so let's say you win $1,000 every single weekend of the year. After taxes, you're talking about way less.
$26K.
Yeah, like you're talking about like $30K, right?
I know.
So then,
not even. It's 60% tax.
No, it's not. It's
yes,
30.
It is.
It's 37.
It's 37. You guys keep 63%.
You guys are crazy. And Luke thinks when you win Survivor, you actually get $1 million.
We would peacefully protest. If that were the case. Everybody nationwide.
No, it's 60%. I'm telling you. You're crazy.
Right, well, show me the legislation that says that, and I will organize a group of gambling addicts to go peacefully protest with me. So anyway, I'm fighting for my life. So what I'm trying to say, Dan, is you have to think about it from the perspective that I've already thought for you, which is because think about this, man. Even if you bet $10, I'll bet $10 and I'll hit a perfect parlay. Okay, cool. So you're telling me that when you're 10 out of 12 fights into your perfect parlay and the last 2 are favorites and they're offering you, it's an $80,000 potential payout on your perfect parlay and you're 2 fights away and they're offering you $20,000. You're going to take it. You're going to cash out. You're not going to take your.
No, I won't. And here's the thing. I've had multiple events in a row. I'd say about 4 in a row where I had a $220,000 hit in play and a $100,000 hit in play. And I only needed to bet
in the first second of the first fight.
No. I'm not saying they lasted long. I'm not saying they lasted long. But I'm saying I put that out there. Listen, shut up. Luke's whole argument is that I'm only betting to win $1,000, and I'm hoping to change my life by winning $1,000 for 40 straight events. That's not what's happening. I have parlays that are in play to win $220,000, $100,000.
Right, but Dan, hold on.
I get it. They're big parlays.
I also bet Pat Mahomes to get eaten by a shark during the Super Bowl. It was 10 cents to win $7 billion. It still didn't hit.
Dan, it's like the one you're talking about is $1.20 to win $226,000. Okay.
Well, there've been multiple like that, but yeah, that's one. That's one.
Hold on. Okay, that I'm looking at it right now. That parlay, Kevin Bjork just lost first fight. The second fight was under 1.5. That one did not win. So the first 2 are already wrong. Then you got the third, second 2 after that, both wrong. And then you got 4. And then Soteria did not beat Pereira at all, even close. But then you did get Smith, Aljo, Pantoja. So it's like, what I'm trying to tell you is like,
So there is a world where that could have hit.
not only did you get Smith, Aljo, and Pantoja, you also got Olberg, Buckley, and Lewis officially. So what I'm saying is, if you had just put $1,000,
I've been telling Dan for weeks,
Aldo, Pantoja, and then what you won from that on Olberg, Buckley,
hindsight's
Lewis,
always 2020, Luke.
no, for sure. But I'm just saying, like,
what you need to do, is take your budget.
You can be done.
I've said it for weeks. The shotgun method, it doesn't work. What you need to do is take your budget, take
you have to
3
numb
people.
yourself to money. First of all, that's what you need to do. You have to numb yourself to money. You have to absolutely numb yourself to the idea of money, so that when you have $60,000, you're fine with putting all $60,000 on a fucking bet to win $120,000. You have to be willing to do that if you are going to play this game and win big. I really thought you were just listening so intently to what I was saying for a second there. Look, do you see it? Hold on. Is it going to come up? No, I can't. Here, I'll show you. I can screenshot it. This is what we all saw. Hold on. Anyway, I'll show you later. Here, I'll send it in the chat. But basically what I'm trying to say, Dan, is you have to numb yourself to the idea. You have to numb yourself to the idea that money means anything, and that, like, if you have a goal of winning like $100,000, you have to be willing to bet like $50,000 or $60,000. You know, like,
no, that's not true. That's not true at all. First
the
of all,
doubling method is better. The doubling method.
That's a 2-to-1 bet.
Dan, how many times? Dan, how many times?
None of our bets are 2-to-1.
But those are your best bets. I'm saying to bet 4. If you bet 5 underdogs in a row, 1,000 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16, 16 to 32. You still, even in that situation, you have to be willing to bet $16,000. You would just be like, I'm good. I'm going to take 10 and go on vacation. You would go on vacation. You're not.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay. We'll see.
You would go on vacation.
Hey, I got 1709. I got 1709.14. We will see. We will see what happens. Let's see what happens. I like looking at it every single time I come on this show. I like looking at that because now, you know what that's going to say one day? It's going to say 1709. Like, see where that decimal is? I'm going to move that just 1-2 places over, and then it'll be, we'll be really off to the races, and we'll really see who's got the fucking big nuts. You know what I mean? We'll really see who's throwing money all around. We'll really see what's happening.
We've only seen one person with big nuts so far, and that was me. I bet $700 in the first week. So I just have a no lose attitude. I'm not going to lose.
I bet 700 too. How about that?
You did on a hedge play. I had no. I
cashed out the hedge, and then I cashed out the hedge.
Time out. Yeah,
I cashed out the hedge, and then I cashed out the hedge.
You climbed.
I risked $700.
Let me fucking finish a thought before I murder you. How about that? Jesus Christ. You climbed Everest on your Versa climber, but meanwhile, I actually fucking free soloed that shit. I had no ropes. I free soloed.
Dan, you're really gonna take Angela Hill? She's 40.
You're really gonna take a girl that lost to
Derek Lewis irresponsibly. Like, that's all you did. You bet on those.
Stop asking questions and then talking over that people when they answer them. You fucking idiot! Jesus Christ!
You are gonna bet on a girl who got knocked out by Amanda Hebus. That's your answer to Angie Hill.
Amanda Hebus tough as fucking shit, dude. Angela Hill is 40 years old, Dan. She's
still winning fights.
She's skinny. She's very skinny. She looks built like Kevin Hart. we were just talking about the rest of Tom Brady. It's very fresh. Kevin Hart's very fresh. Let me just say, Angela Hill. What do you think? All right, Angela Hill versus Kevin Hart. That's a better question. Who wins that fight? Same weight class.
Angie Hill.
I think Angela can't beat Kevin Hart. I'm not gonna disrespect Kevin like that. That's crazy. Come on, Angela's 40 years old. Kevin is like 35 years old.
He calls himself a mogul. He's a loser.
Hold on. Let's see how old Kevin Hart is.
We're not looking up how old Kevin Hart is. Can we go to the next one?
Wait, Kevin is 44. Now, I would say Kevin's not going to pass USADA, but I don't think Angie's. I mean, somehow I think I don't know. Angie's the ageless wonder apparently because she's looking better and better every time. But I still will take Kevin Hart. He's only 5'2". You know that?
Yeah, I knew that. Did I know that Kevin Hart was short?
No, did you know he was 5'2"? Like you think I'm short? That's like 6 inches shorter than me. Okay.
No.
Angie's 5'3". Angie is 5'3". Okay, and Angie's cutting to 115. I think actually, I take it back. Angie fucks up Kevin Hart bad. Like within like several pretty. You got to think Kevin's doing some training.
Dude, she would fucking
decisions
and send knees up the middle and knock him the fuck out. All right, I got something burning. I'll be right back.
Alcohol's pretty good.
Something's burning. Something's burning.
Caralho.
All right, guys, listen. I'm not trying to disrespect Angela Hill, but
what did I walk back into? I'm out of here.
Okay. It won't be Trophy certified, but I'm going with.
I have no idea. All I come back to is I don't want to disrespect Angela Hill at all. I was out of the room. I had the headphones. I didn't hear what he said. I definitely don't endorse it.
Yeah. So listen, I'm gonna go with Pinheiro. You're going with Pinheiro, right, Alex? She's 30.
100%. There's no way I'm going with Angela Hill.
But me and while you were gone, Dan and I agreed that Angela Hill at 5'3", okay. Kevin Hart is 5'2". Kevin Hart is 5'2". So
it's actually disrespectful to call Angela Hill Kevin Hart. Yes, I agree, and I thought that from the start, and that's why I immediately put myself on do not disturb.
But in hindsight, we looked into it. Kevin 5'2", Angela 5'3". That's pretty short. You know what I mean? I don't really got to worry about either with these two pipsqueaks. Like,
well, I don't think you have to worry about any.
I don't think.
Hey, listen to this.
Yeah,
here's a wild thought.
Significantly taller than both of them. You know what I mean?
Here's a wild. You're pretty much the same height.
All right, but that's not true. Well, I tower over them. But anyway, listen, I'm trying to say is we decided Angela beats Kevin and beats him bad.
100%. No, not true. Kevin Hart boxes, actually.
No. Yeah, but that's what we said. But then we were like, nah, knees up the middle and cardio.
Stephen A. Smith would knock out Angela Hill.
Stephen A. 6'4", and honestly, I think she has an easier time with Stephen than she does Kevin.
That's what I'm saying. She has an easier time with Stephen than she does Kevin, but Stephen A. Smith still knocks her out. Sorry, it does that.
Stephen A. Smith does not fucking knock her out. Are you crazy?
Did you see him hitting the pads?
Huh? Yeah, he's terrible. Yes, he's terrible.
Good enough.
Terrible. It was terrible.
It looked like you hitting the ball.
That's fundamentally not true. And what's funny? I'm quite literally, when it comes to the boxing ball, I'm quite literally the best in the entire world at it. I'm better than Vasil Lomachenko at it. I'm better than Max Holloway at it. I'm better than anybody who's ever.
Yeah, get a Bush Bean sponsorship.
Drunk in Hawaii doing this, by the way. And what I'm trying to do there is
you're a professional cornhole or can jam player. It means nothing and it's bullshit and no one cares. With the cum dripping down your lip, you fucking loser.
Meanwhile, Joey Chestnut is somebody who you and I both have a great deal of respect for, and that's kind of what you're comparing me to. It's like a Joey Chestnut.
No, actually, competitive eating is very physical, and can jam and cornhole are not. I don't respect golfers. I respect Joey Chestnut more than I respect Tiger Woods. So get the fuck out of here.
Okay, but you still okay. All right. Well, I do respect people who can, do great things. I don't know why.
No, golf is lame. I am a golfer. I like to golf. It's not a sport. It's lame.
So you're telling me, wait, sir. So you've seen me in real life, just absolutely do whatever I want. I'm the Tom Brady of the boxing ball. It's I not only do I when I'm hitting it right. Not only am I hitting it with a perfect.
Ooh.
like perfect technique. But then I'm making it come to me in ways that are fundamental to what I'm going to be faced with in real life, and I'm dodging it, and I'm slipping it off the shoulder, and I'm kicking it. I'm
Luke,
elbowing.
the difference between me and you, Luke. Difference between me and you.
And then wait, what I'm saying is, and then you watch the UFC give it to Justin Gaethje, to Max, to all these UFC fighters, John Jones, Conor McGregor, and Bryce Mitchell. What do they all do? They all hit it 3 times, and they go, yeah. And it's like, yeah, because you suck at it. Because that's where I was when I first picked it up. I was bad at it, and now I'm amazing at it because I have hand-eye coordination, and also
it's fine. It's fine.
And
you want to be boxer?
Wait, there's not a single UFC fighter who is better than me at the boxing ball. Not a single. So,
all right. Well, I'm better at every UFC fighter at tetherball too. So who the fuck gives a shit? But besides, I will be any
John Jones, fucking Thiago Santos. Like I can name 50 UFC fighters that would smoke you in tetherball.
There's not a single UFC fighter. There's not a single UFC fighter who would beat me in chess. There's not a single UFC fighter who would beat me in phase 10. There's not a single UFC fighter who would beat me in poker. There's not a single UFC fighter who would beat me in a lot of things, Luke. But that's fine. You're boxer. I'm New Yorker. I don't do boxing ball. I don't do boxing things.
Sam's favorite fighter, Adrian Yanez, Vinicius Salvador. Adrian Yanez is underdog in this fight, Dan.
I'm taking Yanez.
Wait, not. Yanez is not the underdog.
He's minus 350. You're right. Wow, that line moved. Okay, coming off back-to-back.
No, it didn't.
Coming off back-to-back losses, you'd think he would be an underdog, but his opponent is as well. So it's interesting that you have two guys here. Two guys here the UFC clearly likes. Like, for example, they give this guy Shannon Ross on the Contender Series. Like, who's this guy's fucking manager? Yeah, Hebas family. Cool. So Amanda Hebas gets her fucking kid brother, her fucking little cousin from down the road. She gets this bad sideburns. I know I'm one to talk. I need to shave my sideburns. But this guy, Vinicius Salvador, terrible sideburns, comes in here, 27 years old, Hebas family, gets an easy fight, Shannon Ross in the UFC, knocks his ass out, then loses back-to-back fights. And to CJ Vergara, like you said, little engine that could. Meanwhile, Yanez knocked the fuck out by Martinez, who just disappointed everybody against Aldo. Knocked the fuck out by Rob Font, who disappointed everybody against who? Jose Aldo, right? Didn't he get his ass beat by Aldo too?
A while ago, but that's not disappointing. I would say the opposite of that. I would say that's actually super cool that they lost to Jose Aldo.
No, but it's like you all want to say you're the best. Here's Jose Aldo. Beat him. Can you even beat him? And it's like Max Holloway says, yes, I can. Conor McGregor says, yes, I can. Frankie Edgar says, no, I can't. You know what I mean? That was close. That was close. These other guys are just I really for a second thought Frankie did win. I was like, wait, no, he lost. Anyway, I wanted to throw Frankie in there with one of the greats because he's always catching stray bullets. Wanted him to catch a stray bouquet. But Yanez, disappointing. Never in a million years am I taking a minus 350 at this point. So I'll take Salvador, even though he's a Nepo baby. It's like reverse, Uno card, reverse. I'm going with Yanez. It's yucky. It's sickening. Minus 350. Ugh, want to throw up. But I do think Yanez gets the win. Won't be betting him, though.
Yanez, it's not the sexy pick, but it's the pick. It's the right one.
Adrian.
Unless this guy knows how to leg kick. Sorry.
He will not. He will not. Drop the drop.
Yeah, it's almost unforgivable, right? It's almost unforgivable. They just get TKO'd due to leg kicks. It's very unforgivable.
Yanez was like pissed at him for kicking his leg. He's like, come on, man. Like, hey.
Bad and unforgivable. Then again, if you've ever felt a leg kick, you do understand. You're kind of like, no,
Luke,
I get
and Luke, have you felt a leg kick ever?
No. But I'm tougher.
Which is why Luke is so mad that he got TKO'd via leg kicks. Luke's like, if you have ever felt a leg kick, you'd understand. And then says, I haven't felt one, but that's unforgivable.
I certainly have felt a leg kick. I've certainly felt a leg kick. So
I will bet a clean leg kick on. Hey, let's steal something from Show Me the Money podcast. I'll bet a leg kick on one of these fights with you guys. I would love to decapitate one of your, just literally. I guess that's not decapitate. The legitate.
Yeah, I'm not betting you on that. I don't want to risk that. Anyway, I felt leg kicks before. They're pretty brutal. So who are you taking, Dan?
boxer. It's all about the boxing.
Yeah, you'll go with Yanez. He's your favorite fighter.
Yeah. Reese's
Okay.
Cup. All the way.
Let's go Themba Greenbow, Ramiz Brahimaj. I'm going with Ramiz Brahimaj here. Super big underdog. I think Themba Greenbow is getting a lot of hype. But
he's plus 120.
Really?
Yes.
Well,
can you look at the line where you make accusations?
I see plus 170. I mean, that's pretty big.
Yeah,
I think anything plus, dude, anything plus money is huge dog status for me. I'm going with the big dog, Brahimaj. I think that Themba Greenbow is not the answer. He's from Zimbabwe, and his wins are questionable. It's like, okay, you got Takashi Sato, stinks. Pete Rodriguez, very green. 3-month turnaround, not a lot of time to prepare for my Fortis MMA guy, Ramiz. I think Ramiz is going to fight scared, and that's where I want him. I want him scared. I want him terrified to just get that takedown, lay and pray, brutal backpack, lay and pray, get him to the ground. Ramiz Brahimaj for me.
Ramiz gonna need some Febreze because he's been sweating getting that takedown on Greenbow. Oh, he's gonna be working hard. I think he's gonna get it. Yeah, I'm on Ramiz Brahimaj as well. That's where it's at. Listen, we all look at this guy and go, oh, he sucks. Why? Because his ear exploded? Who cares? Okay, what's his face? Max Payne Griffin, damn good fighter. A lot better than Themba Greenbow, I'll tell you that much. I think it's going to be a wrestling match on display. And unlike Jordan Burroughs, he ain't going to disappoint, okay? He's going to show up and show out. So let's go with Ramiz Brahimaj. Greenbow, he fancies himself a wrestler. He fancies himself a wrestler. Wait until my boy gets a hold of you, Themba. Then the Rock hits.
I thought you took Themba. I thought in the beginning you were like, Themba Greenbow is gonna win. You seemed very combative to Luke. Luke also took.
He said Ramiz is gonna need
Febreze because he's gonna be sweating getting that takedown.
Oh yeah, that seems.
But I would think that sounds like negative for Ramiz, right? Like he needs
he's working
Febreze.
hard. He's
so
a hard-working young man.
Okay.
Ugh,
well, I don't think
I do not endorse Febreze. I think nobody should be buying Febreze.
I think Themba won't need any type of antiperspirant because he's not even gonna break a sweat during this one.
Febreze is a deodorizer. It's not even an antiperspirant, which is also bad for you. Don't be buying any antiperspirants nor deodorizers, guys.
You can buy them.
I'm all natty, baby. I'm natty to the core.
Yeah, I'm natty too, but I'm natty too, bro. I'm natty ice.
But yeah, this is my impression of The Rock. Themba. That's all I can. That's all I have. I have no other words that The Rock would ever say, but I could just think of him going, Themba. That's it.
What if Ramiz goes in there and goes, "Here's Mr. Saki for you," and he fucking dined on his ass. Woo!
Jake the Snake, huh? But
yeah, I don't know.
What if he spells what? Themba.
What happened to our boy Sadiq Yusuf? Netflix came a knocking. He said, "Oh, Sadiq, here's your verification. You're smart. You're talented.
This is different. This is different. And here's why, Luke. Here's why. Themba Greenbow is The Rock's stud.
But you don't
like
just
a horse,
get,
like a horse,
yeah,
like a horse.
You don't just get a house from The Rock.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You have to donate semen.
So now you go, hey, The Rock. I just keep thinking about what I'm gonna do when I can't fight no more. The average career in the UFC is so short. I just wonder if maybe
Themba, give me a quart of your cum. Themba, give me a quart of your cum. All is square. I'm telling you, he's The Rock's stud. Like literal
any of size.
Yeah, well, I think that it's more so
Injected in his asshole. He's injected his asshole.
Let's take things serious, guys. Like, all jokes aside, this is a pick show. This isn't a joke show.
I literally died. Look, I'm in heaven.
Themba Garimbo. Give me Themba Garimbo. Like, the fact that anybody's gonna take wincing little Ramiz is crazy over Themba Garimbo.
Oh, I hate how much of a fucking wincer that Ramiz is. That's all right. This is Ramiz's last chance. How about this? If Ramiz loses this fight,
this is a good loss. This is a good loss. This is a perfectly fine loss.
I was gonna say, if Ramiz cannot win after I pick him, and Dan has the pleasure of being a gentleman and picks him, if he loses, right, when I see him in Vegas, it's on site for me to make fun of him, to his face and say,
okay.
Okay, is that fair?
For me to verbally harass him.
No, not verbally harass. No. It's on for me to make fun of him to my friend about him as he walks by. I'll be like, that guy's a bitch. But
Ramiz, like, did you guys watch Chael Sonnen on Mighty Mouse's podcast?
Dan, if you're just picking Ramiz to naturally certify Themba,
is my mic not working? Are you guys having a hard time hearing me?
No.
I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering because, like, I asked a fucking question and I got cut off yet again. Did you guys see Chael Sonnen on Mighty Mouse's podcast? Guys like Ramiz Brahimov is.
Now I can't answer. You think we give a chance to answer?
Go ahead, sorry. I read your lips. It's hard to hear you because you have your phone sitting down on the speaker, so I can't hear you at all. But anyway, Mighty Mouse and Chael were talking about how Chael's mom bribed Eric Silva or what was his Eric Silva or something like that.
Tried to bribe, allegedly.
Tried to bribe him $50,000 to get him a fight in the UFC. And then a guy like Ramiz Brahimov, every time he's in there, he acts like he don't want to be there. And that's the thing that pisses me off. That's the thing that makes my red blood run blue.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I want to be there. I just don't want to fucking.
I will bribe Hunter Campbell right now $50,000. Get me a fight, but not Themba Garimbo. Give me like Ramiz.
Paperwork. It's such a fucking mess of nerdy bullshit. Like, so okay, so it's like okay, just guys, seriously, bear with me for a second. Let's say right, I want to punch Chase Hooper in the fucking face in the UFC, right? If that's the case. I have to then be woken up at 6 a.m. to take a drug and blood test. Like, it's like,
Luke, not only that, but you have to fight 8 other people before
that.
that.
I will fail. Like, that they're going to yell at me about. You know what I mean? It's like, what? Like,
I side with John Jones. You pull up to my house.
Run. Get the fuck out of here.
No.
I'm like, yeah, freak out. Like, freak out.
I'm freaking out.
I'd be like, if I were in a hard to get to country, you wouldn't be here. And they'd be like, what? Like, yeah, maybe I moved to fucking Nova Scotia.
Belize.
Where's Nova Scotia? I don't even know.
Canada. Not the hardest place to get to.
Maybe I moved to Thoth.
That's a great spot. I would highly recommend that one.
Maybe I moved to the fucking floating islands, the moving islands, east of the ice wall, beyond.
This is why the Patreon needs to exist. We can't be talking about ice walls, floating islands.
No,
when you look into it,
no Trophy certification, none at all. Ramiz for me and Dan. Themba for Alex. Him and
that was
Rock.
a terrible impression. You have no doubt.
I think it's
Themba.
Nick Youssef, who gets a Netflix show, and suddenly he gets the blue check mark. He's always wanted on Instagram, and everybody's like, "Oh, are you the guy who's in the Netflix show?" And now he's happy. You don't want these fighters happy. If you look, okay, I'm gonna read you something I saw. It was like in the UFC leaked court documents. It said something like it was like one of the WME guys, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't think we need to like." It was like reasons we don't need to fear fighters having more leverage over us. It was like these, like, it's like, guys, like, come on, like, you want leverage over
Fighters are so dumb they don't even look at the stock market, right? Like they don't even know that WME has to admit these things to the people investing in them. They're like, WME has investors that they're like, no, do not worry, the fighters will not revolt against us and beat us up.
This is leaked court documents from the lawsuits on the UFC. It's not supposed to be seen. Look into it. It's crazy. If you want to get a better perspective on the sport you love, read what has come out, because it's all over the place. And which brings me to my next point. Like, MMA Focus, the South African guy?
No.
All right. We'll have to get into it in the next episode because we're already at the 2-hour mark, but I fucking hate this guy's channel. And it's terrible, dude. We got to get into it.
You ever heard of the MMA fortune teller? I hate him too.
All right, cool. We should
start a club.
Let's make a document with timestamps of everything that these guys have done that is terrible, and we'll review them.
I wouldn't. I'm not even allowed to. It's just like you guys and Ian Gary. I'm not even allowed to watch his content, and I never even heard of it
from your girlfriend's account. Okay, so here we go. Chaos Williams versus Carlston Harris. 14-3, Chaos Williams. 19-5, Carlston Harris. Auto bet Chaos Williams for me. He's done too much to impress. I'm taking the odds fighter. What do you guys think?
Chaos Williams for me as well. You got a finesse guy versus power guy. Could go either way,
Hey, Chaos is finessing Fur, baby. He's finessing Fur.
Phineas and Billie Eilish. It's also her brother's name, I think, and he writes all the songs. Weird. Anyway, it's finesse versus power here. I think Chaos Williams is gonna take this guy's head off. This Carlston Harris, he's like a Wish version of the karate guy who did the spinning tornado punch to the face in Bellator. But his name begins with a B. Fuck. Bellator guy, karate guy. Damn, that's really gonna bother me. But anyway,
I got you.
Okay. What is it?
Oh, you want me to tell you his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue. Damon Marcus. No, Raymond Daniels.
Raymond Daniels, yes. He's a Wish version of Raymond Daniels. Huh?
I was mixing up Simon Jackson and Damon Jackson, and I was like, Raymond Daniels.
That's it.
That was like, what's that movie where he's like, Wolf of Wall Street. Steve Madden. My brain was yelling from the back of the bus. It's like, Raymond Daniels.
I almost did.
Dalen Bandles.
Waylon Jennings. All right.
Waylon Manuel.
Rusty Shackelford. All right. Yes, this guy is Wish version of Raymond Daniels.
I honestly don't even know who those people are.
Chaos Williams takes his head off. Dan, what do you think?
I am going to triple P certify Chaos Williams. I think that a lot more well-rounded than people would think. I think he's very hard to take down. Obviously, a physical specimen, and he goes out there and he seemingly is just throwing like random hooks. But I think he's got an educated style about him. He's not just wheeling and dealing out there. He actually has a thought process, and he's pretty damn skilled. So I think it's going to be a tight one. Harris is good. Only loss is to Shavkat, and besides that, it's just been finished to dudes left and right. So I think it's going to be a tight squeeze. But I think Carlston Harris won't be squeezing the neck of Chaos Williams. I think it's going to be Chaos Williams turn off the lights of Carlston Harris. And then the lights will go dim, and the main event will begin.
Fuck yeah. And that is Edson Barboza versus Lerone Murphy. I am huge on Lerone Murphy. I loved Lerone Murphy through his entire career in the UFC, but his last fight against Josh Kleibau, he has left a lot to be desired. Actually, you know what? It might have been the Gabriel Santos one that I'm thinking of. But regardless, I think he left a lot to be desired in a couple of his last outings. I think this is the ripe time, and Edson Barboza is ripe for the picking. People say he's too old. People said he would never make it through Sadiq Youssef. I think Lerone Murphy is a much less dangerous opponent than Sadiq Youssef. I think Edson Barboza goes out there. I think Edson Barboza ends up finishing Lerone Murphy. I think Edson Barboza defeats Lerone Murphy and finishes him with style. Edson Barboza all the way. I was on him the last time. I was on him the time before that. I might have even been on him against Bryce Mitchell. And guess what, boys? I think he did win that fight. Same with the Dan Ige Bryce Mitchell fight. Bryce Mitchell is a decision merchant. Give me the man, the myth, the legend, Edson Barboza, the ageless Pohakarai Asai. Luke, what do you think?
Lerone Murphy never lost.
I've never lost, but I've also never been injured. It's one of those things.
Going with Lerone Murphy to get it done. He's never lost, and he's not Sadiq Youssef. He doesn't have a Netflix show. So I think Sadiq Youssef showed his true colors in the Diego Lopez fight. He lost to Diego Lopez. Now, if you follow the show, you know I believe Diego Lopez can do anything. But if you've been following the show even longer, you'll know that long before we ever even said the name Diego Lopez, we talked about how I personally live in the Maryland region and have known about Lloyd Irving product caliber, pedigree, stock level guys for a long time. They're quite impressive. Lloyd Irving's gym is legendary. He's a good guy. He's a hard guy, a good trainer. And, you know, we had a lot of respect for Sadiq. He was undefeated for a while. And, you know, he took his eyes off the prize. This is a game of inches, guys. You got to think like
Luke. One correction: he didn't have the Netflix show before he fought Edson Barboza. That was after, I believe.
No, I think it was. Okay, but that's different. Okay, so but Alex, it's the same vein. The Netflix show is the same type of validation as getting a main event. See what I'm saying? So like Sadiq Youssef revealed to us before the Edson fight that he struggles with mental health. That was our first gambling red flag. You say, okay, guy says he struggles with mental health. Okay. Now you give a guy who is an admitted mental struggler with.
But here's the thing, guys. You take a cage fighter. I bet a lot of them, you know, they got some mental health problems.
Messed up in the head. And we all got a lot of problems. And, you know, it's like the Island of Misfit Toys. And no, listen, seriously. I'm being dead serious, though. So you
like
look at that. You say, okay.
People.
You say, I want to believe, right? But then you give a guy, you serve a guy like Sadiq Youssef up, Edson Barboza on a silver platter. Okay, you say, it's the best shot you got at him. It's the best shot you got. He's older. He's more reduced, lower weight class. Here you go. Main event. Now all of a sudden things begin to unravel. Now all of a sudden you have something to lose. Now all of a sudden you're not the underdog, but something's expected of you. You were struggling with mental health before. Now let's put 10 pounds of weight, 20 pounds of weight, 30 pounds of weight, 40 pounds of weight, 50 pounds of weight on top of you. To a guy who's admittedly already on a weak foundation, that weight, that pressure, that load of expectation will suddenly be the thief of joy. And now Edson Barboza is taking on Lerone Murphy. Different situation, you know what I mean? Coming out of Manchester, London, England, he is just in a completely different undefeated mindset. Although he has had some lackluster performances, he's always come out ahead with the victory. I think this is going to be an easier performance than a lot of the younger guys he's already faced and gotten through. Edson Barboza, although people want to compare him to Jose Aldo, he's not Jose Aldo. He's older than Jose Aldo. He's more fragile than Jose Aldo. He's been knocked out more. He's been finished more. He's been beaten the fuck out of in fights he didn't even get finished in. Billy Quarantillo, that win doesn't sit well anymore. Sadiq Youssef, that win doesn't sit well anymore. It was only 6 months ago. You cannot possibly prepare for Lerone Murphy in 6 months. He's 6 years younger. Fighters at the featherweight division who are even 35 and older lose at an astounding rate. 38-year-olds, I don't know that they've ever even won. So
that's a championship stat, and I don't know.
He wasn't even 38 in his last fight. He was 37.
That's a championship stat, not a top 10 stat, not a top 15 stat, not a top 18 stat, for that matter. That stat is based on championships. And it goes from the 170-pound championship down to the 125-pound championship. That stat is bullshit. Stop fucking citing it. But yes, it is harder to maintain dominance at the lower weights in higher age than it is in heavyweight.
I'm going to win rate by age right now while you guys talk. So I've already made my pick. It's Leron the Miracle Murphy.
Well, much like in the movie Pirates of the Caribbean with Captain Barboza, who lived forever, Edson Barboza as well lives forever. This is going to be Edson Barboza all the way. Leron Murphy is good, not great. Doesn't really excel at anything besides being young and athletic. But no knockout power. Certainly not enough power to put Barboza at bay. Put the ship in bay, if you will. Barboza is going to be blasting off on him. Okay, blasting off all over him. Jabs, right crosses, knees up the middle, leg kicks, calf kicks. He's going to be on this guy like you wouldn't even believe, okay? Leron Murphy, he'll try to take him down, but as we know, Edson Barboza is some of the best takedown defense in all of UFC history. I think this is another Billy Quarantillo fight. This is another Sadiq Youssef fight. This is another young up-and-comer who's kind of good but not great and will not be able to get over the Barboza hump, the Barboza bump, the double B.
There have been 713 fights where the 6 years older fighter has beaten the fighter who is more than 6 years younger, right? And in that mix, you got outcomes like Belfort over Rockhold, right? He was 47, Rockhold was 39. But we think we all know the story there, right? That was in 2013. You'd have to go up all the way if you want to see when this has happened. For example, post USADA. Like, let's see, when did USADA in
2018, 2016, maybe earlier, actually.
2015. Okay, actually, yeah, 2015. But it took time, to start gathering the samples, yada yada yada. So yeah. Okay, so if you went to 2015, you only have 650 times that has happened.
Luke, your virtual background's making you look like Malky. What's that guy name? The fighter with the blotches.
Also, nobody gives a fuck about this statistic to be like having dead air, like looking for it. And
okay, no worries. All right, so are we good?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go through our full picks, top to bottom.
Woo!
All right, if you're rolling with me, Edson Barboza, Chaos Williams, Themba Garimbo, Adrian Yanez, Luana Pinheiro, Tom Nolan, Umar Saib, Tamiris Vidal, Ibus Magomedov, Arini Karolosi, Clayton Rodriguez, and Strippers Vanessa Demonopoulos.
All right, bottom to top, Emily Ducote, Clayton Rodriguez, Piera Rodriguez, the Rodriguez back-to-back, Abus Magomedov, Melissa Gatto, Tom Nolan, Angie Hill, Adrian Yanez, Ramiz Brahimaj, Chaos Williams, and Edson Barboza. $10. I haven't done this in a while. $10 will net you $1,200.
So real quick, you went with who in the main event, Dan?
Edson Rodriguez. Edson Barboza.
And so did you, Alex.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. So I'm the only one on Murphy. We all trophy certified Williams, right?
Alex, let's do this cool thing with our hair where we poof it up.
Yeah.
Try to retain our hair.
You skipped Cy versus Tokos, or did you?
He took Cy. That's Triple B certified.
Okay, and Nolan is Triple certified. And
Luke, why you taking LaRoe Murphy?
You guys went too fast. I'm trying to figure this out.
So, why are you sitting here taking LaRoe Murphy and doing tricks on it?
LaRoe Murphy? I'm doing.
Yeah, you're doing tricks on this thing. You glazing hard, dog.
I always fade the old ass bitches, dude. Barboza's 40. Lerone Murphy's the miracle. We always love Lerone. You should be on Lerone. Fuck Dan.
I was the first one on Barboza. I was on Barboza against Sadiq Youssef. You think I'm gonna go against him against fucking Lerone Murphy?
All right, so if Lerone Murphy were fighting Tony Ferguson, you'd pick him too. You got to stop.
Yeah, because that's 2 weight classes up, and Tony Ferguson whoops Lerone Murphy's ass.
I don't think so. I think you'd be surprised. I actually think you'd be surprised. If you're rolling with me, I'm going with Lerone Murphy, Chaos Williams, Ramiz Brahimaj, Adrian Yanez, begrudgingly tapped out the dude leg kicks. Little bitch, don't bet him. Luana Pinheiro, bet her all day as an underdog. Tom Nolan, don't bet him. Omar Sy, Tamiris Vidal, Worley Alves, Ariane Carliosi, Ali Alatang, and Emily Ducati. If you're going Trophy certified picks, it's Umar Sy making his debut. Don't bet it. Nolan, Tom, too much of a favorite. Don't bet it. Adrian Yanez, way too big of a favorite. Don't bet it. Chaos Williams, I forget what the odds are. I think he's a slight favorite.
He's a dog.
He's a dog.
Not a dog. He's not a dog. He's a slight
minus 125. Looks like pick him. Chaos Williams is the one and only Trophy certified bettable pick. We went 3 out of 3 of the last weekend Trophy certified bettable picks.
So, Luke, are you going to take that 700 and put it right on Chaos Williams with your golden ticket?
No, because Carlson Harris is good, but I will put a decent amount on him for sure.
Call your shot.
I think my favorite pick this week, if I'm going to make a parlay, I'm going to go Murphy. I'm going to go Williams. I'm going to save it for the Patreon. All right, let's get into it. Thanks, everybody. We appreciate everybody joining the show. Anything you guys want to say before we leave?
Nope.
Thanks, guys. 2 hours, 16 minutes. Hey, you're welcome, YouTube audience. Share the show because we're getting no new viewership. We need to get the show out to new people, guys. Come on. So share the show with new people. Or don't. I don't really care about it. Meatball Day! Let's go. We got to get out of here, guys. Come on. Bye.